Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
Take it.
Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Night Quest Podcast. I am CMoney, and I'm joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us tonight. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Oh man, it's Tuesday. And I guess we finally figured out why there was no celebration for Ghost of Yotei's release and their numbers, and why technically it still wasn't even really like proudly announced. And more so just a victim of them having to release their numbers. PlayStation had their numbers come out, so they had to kind of put it out there of what it was. And let's just say it's not great, right? Great.
It wasn't great enough for them to announce on its own. It's kind of like, yeah, we have to put this out here. So that's a different circumstance.
Absolutely. So we're definitely going to hop into that. We obviously have a lot more to talk about. Actually, today's going to be a really PlayStation heavy day because there's a lot of news that just came out from PlayStation, you know. It's so funny to me that
ponies need to lie down now.
Listen, you know how much these dudes out here like swearing that, you know, PlayStation ain't gonna go full PC. Babe, these motherfuckers are making a PC monitor.
Oh, to go with the speakers, you guys.
With speakers, so you can have your desktop setup, and then it has. I mean, honestly, you know, I like a good monitor. If it was bigger, I'd probably be interested in it.
That's what she said.
Oh shit! Yo, I wasn't prepared for that. That's wild. But yeah. So that listen, we're gonna talk about it. It's not big enough, as they say in these streets. But we got that. There was a little Helldivers talk. PlayStation Portal talk, found out some things. There's a lot of little snippets, man. We're gonna have some fun tonight. It's gonna be a great show. Our boy Farrell should be joining us at some point in the future. Wait, did I send him the link?
Oh, it's very possible that you have forgotten to.
Damn, I don't think I sent him the link, my dude. I don't think I did. Let me remedy that. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I didn't send them the link. All right, here you go. Do this. Bam.
Thank
you,
ma'am.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I thought I said that shit, but I did not. All right, but before we get into all of that shit and the rest of the night, y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to everybody here. We got to shout out everybody who supports us over on Patreon and on YouTube memberships. You guys are the shit.
Thank you, guys.
Let me go ahead and clear this out real quick before I fuck around and fuck this up. So let me just do this. Muy rápido. Okay, here we go. Go here. Go there, Dunzo.
Your Spanish is
beautiful.
just so good.
You know I be on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So, of course, you know, we need to shout out our homies who support us. Over on YouTube, we got our elite members. We got the homie Big Boy Mike,
Let's go.
Dark Angelic, and Queen Witch.
Yeah.
And then our inner circle members, we got the homie Pragmatic Eagle, Hargy Chani, and Marvelous Marvin.
Let's go.
Shout out to you guys. And, of course, we have our October champions.
Yes.
Most top threes, number one, best spot of the night. All of October, our boy, Dark Angelic. Most first super chats of the night, of course, again, Dark Angelic, our boy.
Damn.
Biggest super chat of the night was from Mad Leprechaun. Most biggest super chats was Mad Leprechaun again. Top 3 most gifted subs was Lotus Esprit, Ryu Art, and Hargi Chani. And most subs gifted at once was from Lotus Esprit. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate y'all. But of course, man, you know how we do here. You guys live in the building right now. You guys are supporting us in such a major way, man. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us live in the building. That being said, obviously, you can't all be equal, right? I mean, it wouldn't make any sense because we know that there are some specials.
Don't
among you,
baby. We for sure have some specials.
For sure. That's right. Who are these specials and how do you become one? Very simple. Ooh. Very, very simple, right? Show goes live. We put out that on point bat signal and they see that shit and they say, oh shit, it's time to drop in. That's right. These are the first 3 people in the building.
Yes. They dove right in.
They
didn't care.
It's 2 fingers. 2 fingers? No.
Oh,
2 hands. 2 hands. That was not fingers.
Oh, the diving.
It was diving in.
Okay.
Full hands, 2 together.
2 hands.
2 hands.
Wow. Eyes open or closed?
That's a good question.
They didn't care.
I don't think they care. No, not at all. But the real question is.
Thank you.
The real question is who are these people? Who were the first 3 people in the building? Well, I have my book.
Okay.
And I'm going to open it.
Not the book.
The book.
The book of X.
You know what I just realized? Did we fuck something up?
Oh, hold up.
Hold on.
What do you mean by we?
Oh, okay. I got confused.
Okay.
I forgot this past week we doing it live after Friday night show, not on Thursday.
Yes.
No worries.
And those are double.
Yeah,
double
they do
points.
Count double. They do not count double. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I saw it and I was very confused for a brief moment, but now I'm back. And I have it here. So let's see. Who was number 3? Number 3 in the motherfucking building.
Who?
It is the homie. Motherfucking Be Nice.
Let's go.
Be Nice in the building. I don't know if my thing makes the sound. I don't know if it works. I don't know. I think it's fucked up. And probably
you guys hear it.
You know, nobody knows the true answers.
Well, I mean, they do. They know if
what
they
about
can
now?
Hear the sound.
I feel like I fixed it, but I'm not 100%.
Are you guys
sure.
feeling the FB?
The FB.
Can you feel it now?
At any point in time, was it heard? That's the real question. He wrote now, yes. What about now? Because I did it again after now. I hear it. Okay, you hear it. Beautiful. All right. Of course, Be Nice heard it.
That's
he
how
felt
I
it
like
too.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the spot.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Shout out to motherfucker Be Nice. Number
Let's
3 in
go.
the building. Number 2.
Ryu said to give it to him 2 times.
In the building. Number
he said
2.
Twice.
No, he said second time.
I know.
You just adding words to this poor guy. Number
That's
2
my boy.
in the building.
Who?
Motherfucking.
Who?
User for game.
Let's
What is up,
go.
my man? Thank you so much, my brother, for being here. Appreciate you, my dude. Shout out to you.
Let's go.
Now, the
Thank
real
you for
question
watching out.
is, The real question
Mm.
is who is number one?
Who's the best bot?
Who's the motherfucking best
Hold on.
bot
Did you give
of
the FB
tonight?
to User for Games?
I'll hit him with that.
Hit it. You know,
I'll hit
one more
him.
time.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I mean, I take a sip. You know what I'm saying? Because I hit it and then I gotta sip it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. That's
the
a
way.
lot.
That's the way.
A
That's
lot
the way.
right there.
Number one in the building. Best
Oh,
bot of the night.
The best bot. Who could that be?
Our motherfucking homie.
Oh.
Our brother.
Mm.
Right, you are gaming.
Let's fucking
number one
go.
in the building.
Yes. Ooh, give it to him, baby. Let's
You know what I'm
go.
saying? And then I take my sip. Cheers to you, man. You know?
Yeah, baby. Can't be putting in all that work.
Cannot be. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of thing from it.
Let's go.
Guys, right, you are is not fucking around. He's number one in the building.
Oh, babe, you got it confused. You got it confused.
I got it confused.
Right, you are. Someone is trying to take your spot.
Oh, I know who it is. Exactly who it is. It's the motherfucking Foul Bazard in the building. Shout out to you. Let me fucking FB that shit right there.
Oh, you weren't ready for that.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
What's up, man?
He claims to be the best bot of the night.
Shit.
Yeah, I've been waiting since like 7:50. You know, he hit me up at like 5 talking about, can you make the show? I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, he's been waiting since 7:50.
This is a thing. This is a thing.
What
happened was
Yeah.
we got back, and then I took a nap. You know what I'm saying?
I went like this.
I took a nap with our little son. I mean, he wasn't napping. I was just
You passed out.
I was sitting next to him, and I took a nap. So it was a little different. Whatever.
I understand the struggle. I get it.
Yeah. We had a fun day. It was a long day out with the fam. You know, kids home from school.
Yeah.
Veterans Day, so it was a chill day. So, but yes, we are here. You're here. We're all here. This is the way. Okay, this is the way. Appreciate y'all. All right. So shout out to you guys. Let me update this motherfucking Wheel of Fortune. No.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's not a Wheel of Fortune. I don't know why I said Wheel of Fortune. It's a banner that goes around in circles, like the Wheel of Fortune. You know what I'm saying?
I saw it. Come back.
That's
You got
where it
there.
came back.
You got there somehow.
All right. So we got Rayo in the building. Number one.
Let's go.
User for Games. User for Games not fucking around. He said, I will fucking win. So he gave me number 2. You know, that's the way. And then be nice. Not fucking around either.
Ryu says, give me a break. You are the best bot, right? You are. That's right.
You did it. You're here.
You
in
did
the
it.
building. All right. We do have the motherfucking homie Razor Ultron in the
Let's
building.
go.
Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being a member for 13 months, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. He also goes ahead and gives 1
Woo!
on point for gamer membership. Shout out to our boy Razor Ultron, man.
Go.
Y'all know what to do.
Tell him, baby.
Put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest member, man. We appreciate y'all for rocking out with us. And of course,
Let's go.
our boy Razor Ultron. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for
You know
getting
what
that.
he want.
Oh, you know what he wants. He's gonna get this. And then go ahead in the chat. You gotta give him what he wants. You know exactly what
Give him what he want. I can't, babe. I can't.
Put the FB in the chat. Listen, just
can't.
put it in there.
My emojis are gone.
Put it in.
I can't.
Can't believe this. Can't
Guys.
believe this.
I'm out of emojis.
Well, you know, life's hard. You know, shit happens.
Mm.
We do have the homie Dark Angelic,
Let's go.
our brother, our motherfucking homie in the building. Member for 23 months.
Damn.
20.
Oh my
20?
gosh. Go ahead.
23.
23.
23.
See.
20 or 20? Is it a B or motherfucking V?
It's a V.
20. 23. Look at that. Just for you, Dark Angelic, bringing out the Spanish. You know what I'm saying? He says, I can't believe I've been here nearly
That's
2
wild.
years.
Thank you so much.
And these ponies are still as stupid as ever.
Oh,
Holy shit.
some things never change.
Some things never change, yo. I mean, God bless them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They still wake up every morning, find a way to tie their shoes and stumble down into their basement, or maybe they woke up in their basement. I don't know.
Hey,
it all just depends.
I don't know if it's one of the topics, but since we're talking about Pony, shout out to PlayStation for releasing a new PC part every quarter. I like that.
Oh yeah. We are going to talk about that for show. But don't worry, they're not serious about PC. They're just making every device possible for PC users. Listen, there's only one or two ways this is true. They are either going full into PC, so they want to be there with parts and pieces to make the PlayStation players slowly buy a PC, one piece at a time. You know what I'm saying? Just to get ready for the next Xbox. You know what I'm saying? They just want you to have every setup you need for the Magnus. Or they are so desperate to make some money that they know that the only people spending any money are on Xbox and PC. So they're like, we'll sell shit to them. Fuck you, ponies. So either way.
They just keep on going with these gallopers. They put things, they're putting games on Nintendo, freaking Xbox, making things for PC. It's just nonstop. They can't catch a break. It's been a rough couple of years for these gallopers. I bet they're ready for 2026, where things will get worse.
I don't think they're ready for that.
I don't think so. That's a full
they got
penetration
their game for
scenario.
This year, Faro.
We got their games.
Oh shit!
Damn.
That's one of my new favorite things to do. I do love it, and I know they might not say anything, but I know they see it. Where there'll be an announcement like, "Oh, this game's coming out on Steam," and I'll just like quote tweet it and be like, "Day one on Xbox and Xbox Ally X." You know what I'm saying? Just day one on the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? No matter. And then there'll be like one for PlayStation and PC, and I'll quote tweet that one. But also day one on Xbox. When that next gen Xbox is here, I almost want them to just release them that way so I can keep laughing at the fact that we take what we want over here. It's great. It's a beautiful thing. It makes me so happy. It brings a lot. It's very simple things in life that bring me joy on the Twitter streets.
I get that.
All right. But you know how we do. I gotta shout out our homies. Well, first of all, I didn't update this motherfucking banner. So let me do that real quick because I don't want to be no bitch and not update it. So let me go here. Bam. Boom shakalaka. Okay. I have it. Money cash holes. Beautiful. All right. So I do see we have Amit Kumar in the building. Ghost of Yotei.
Oh, she a hoe.
That's why you take a hoe to a hotel. Says Ludacris. Hotel everybody, even the mayor. Reach up in the sky for the ozone layer. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's just what it is. Powerboss in the building with his public service announcement says, "Let's go." Says, if you like this content, don't forget to hit the like button. That's right. Hit the like button right now. If you're in here, just do it right there. Boop, boop. And hit the subscribe button. Yes, if you're not subscribed, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it.
Do it. Nike.
Powerball says, don't forget to become a member. It's as low as $1. Yes, indeed it is. Come join the fam. And he also adds joining the Discord is free. And he puts a link there. And it is free. Come hang out. Before I think inevitably what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it down. And not shut it down, but like I'm going to make it request only. So like you can't just hop in. You have to.
So right now you can hop into the Discord.
Yeah. So right now you can.
We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
And
the moment's gonna pass.
Because
we got a lot of holes in our hotel. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I drift. If you get what I drift?
Take that.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to put words in my mouth.
Oh,
who knows what we're saying? Nobody knows.
But
I do know.
How you just punch me in. You do some shit.
I told you I was sleeping. Okay. But then I woke up. Michelle Alexandria in the building says, I'm struggling with Yotei. PlayStation is too. You know what I'm saying? Says, I'm struggling with Yotei. Played it for 4 hours and made zero progress. World feels empty and it's buggy as hell. Michelle, listen, I'm not going to tell you that I told you so. I'm not going to tell you that we spent countless shows talking about how shitty that game looked, how boring that game looked. And sometimes you just got to learn a life lesson.
Oh,
right?
wow. Wow.
So
you live and you learn.
You live and you learn. So that $70, $80, $60, whatever it costs you is gone forever. And you have to look at that stupid ass game and force your way through it because you spent the money. See, Michelle? You gotta live and learn. Now you're gonna do it. All right. Oh shit. She said I paid 80. Oh shit.
Oh.
So I'm still holding out hope, but after another few hours, I'm tapping out.
Damn.
84. What I miss?
Ghost of Yotei.
Or
as I put in our thumbnail, Ghost of No Play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, you know, they got we finally got some numbers.
We're gonna talk about it. That's the main event. I mean, it's not main event. It's just the first thing that we're gonna talk about. I see Scott the Gamer Dude in the building.
Scott, what's up?
What's up, homie? Appreciate you. General Spartan, what's up, fam? Malcolm X Lax, what's going on, man? Razor Ultron, of course. Becca in the building.
Becca, what's good?
What's going on, fam? Snooky Jackson. What is going on, homie? Simple Jack says somebody prefers the 19 inches of Venom. Apparently, listen, it was a cool looking statue, but that's where we draw the line. I see Swanky. No, what? I just created a whole name. Stanky G. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Says Call of Duty Black Ops 7 drops this Friday. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Queen Witch in the building. What's going on, fam? What you say, fam? I didn't hear.
I was said the same thing you said. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Outward Lyric in the building. What's going on, my brother? Appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Yo, what's good?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Verb-based Brizzle. What's up, man? General Spartan says, who saw that PS State of Play today? That trash PlayStation State of Play today. Did you watch it, Farrell?
I did watch it.
Did you? I did not bother. I just saw the highlights. Well, we're going to talk about it, but you're just your real like overview. Trash or amazing?
Okay.
I won't say that it's trash. It was a third-party show. You know, very Japanese oriented. I'd say it's kind of mid.
And you know what we say? If it's not amazing, it's trash. That's what it is. It's straight up you do. What did you do? Well, upstairs somebody's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, I don't know what I did.
Okay, you're good. I got you.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. Sorry, I had to fix my my doodle.
What?
All right. Well, since you're the only one who saw it, I only saw like the stuff that was talked about. I didn't actually watch it. So you'll be our investigative reporter from down in Japan, live from the show floor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's right. Where am I? What did I do? Did I say verb-brace Brizzle?
Say that twice.
Verb-brace Brizzle. I already fucked it up. Ray Old in the building. What, old or oid? That's an I. Ray I. It says Ghosts of Wante? Yowante? The fuck is that?
Where?
The word Ghosts of Yowante? Farrell, read that shit for me.
Like
yeah.
But that would have been AW. You fucking with me? That was close. That was good, Ray Oid. It was typo. It's okay. I thought that was a word. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was a new hip word that I didn't know about. So I just wanted to make sure and embarrass myself out here in these streets.
Listen, there are a lot of hip words out there that we're not up
Facts.
with yet.
Game Shark in the building.
Yo, twinkle twinkle.
Appreciate you, fan. Twinkle twinkle, baby. Queen Wish said, I still can't believe our grandson spent 60 hours playing that stupid game. Listen,
at least he played it.
Look, the worst case scenario is he spends money and he hates it, like Michelle. At least he liked it. You did call him a pony, so he's probably just, more tuned with that scenario. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a fun conversation.
I think so. Better than CMoney situation with Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Too soon?
I brought don't. I choose to learn from my mistakes.
Really?
I do.
Metroid Prime?
Well, I didn't buy it.
You didn't, but listen, just a reminder.
But there's the thing. I was gonna buy it,
yep.
But then we saw this trailer, and then you told me I'm not allowed to. No, exactly. I'm just playing. No, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to, unless you change your mind. I'm just playing. No, I really don't. Oh shit, that's hilarious. Game Shark says that State of Piss had absolutely nothing worth having a show for. The only thing good was Token.
Yeah,
and
Token
had
looked
already
good.
Been shown. That's that fighting
game. Yeah, the Token looks good. The other, it was a very niche show to the Japanese audience.
Well, I mean, listen, that's like Tokyo Game Show was for me, and when I woke up at 5 fucking some shit in the morning. At least brutal. We got the official word that Forza Horizon was coming and no trailer. But I mean, listen, I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't think PlayStation was gonna. PlayStation can't even make a fucking English good state of play. The fuck are they gonna do one in Japan?
Listen, at least they're keeping the same momentum throughout.
Well, I think I would say from the show, you can see that they have no momentum.
Oh
shit!
And okay. I'm talking about internally. Like there's no momentum. They didn't have any games to show. There wasn't an update for like Soros or Wolverine or nothing like that. You can just see that they just don't have a lot going on over there.
No updates, but so next year, based off some of the information that we learned, so we're gonna have PlayStation's gonna put out Wolverine, Soros. Obviously, they'll put out
MLB.
Mm-hmm. And even though it's like multi-platform or whatever, so I mean MLB is as well, but Marathon, which they assured is still on pace to release by March of next year.
I don't know. After this earnings call, I don't honestly know.
All right, well, let's start getting into it.
Okay.
Normally we would do like a didn't make the cut.
Yes.
But I'm gonna leave didn't make the cut to the end if we get to it.
Okay.
Because I feel like going to be one of those things where I don't think there's a lot that we're going to necessarily say, and it turns out.
I mean, well, I think that would be the situation. The last one was, I really enjoyed as well. So,
all right,
we went in for like 2 hours almost.
All right. So we're going to get started right away. Well, actually, I didn't pull up anything. So, let me grab this thing. Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot, man. There's some takes too that I want to kind of go into because it's just funny how people are so they're doing everything they can to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I don't think I need to go through all this shit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just use this.
All right, bring it in, baby.
Okay, let me take my chapter, and then let me bring that in. Do that. Go here. Hola. Let's go. Beautiful. Okay, so damn, that took longer. Okay, so go here. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so it's official. We do have official word now, thanks to the fact that PlayStation has its numbers, or what is it? What is their their quarterly report, or whatever the fuck this is? So their numbers have gone ahead and been released, and now we know the facts. We know the facts about Ghost of Yotei. They would not disclose these numbers at any point in time. It's been 32 days. It's been over a month since the game dropped.
Yes.
And it's been crickets, which means that it's not great, right? It's not great. And I think there's a lot of people that want to kind of break it down in ways that they feel better about it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's shut that shit down real quick.
We are going to shut it down, and let's talk the facts first, and then we'll go through it. And this is going to be all encompassing, because one of the other kind of taglines I put on the show and on the thumbnail is it's the truth about PlayStation sales. Okay, and the fact that ponies and all these, the media, which the media is jumping in on it as well, want to boast about these numbers, and that's all well and fine until you kind of really take a deeper look into it and see what these numbers actually mean. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, they're really kind of worthless, right? But we're gonna talk about it. Let's go ahead and go into the official. So number one, and this is Gamatsu, I guess they're the ones who put it out first. PlayStation shipments top 84.2 million. Okay, so these are shipments.
Yep.
And then Ghost of Yotei sales top 3.3 million. So let me go. They're talking. They actually kind of break down the financial results. So we're going to end up talking about all this stuff anyway. So it's kind of a mix between Yotei and these other, this other conversation about the numbers. But PlayStation 5 has shipped 84.2 million units worldwide. Sony announced in its financial results for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2025. A total of 3.9 million PlayStation 5 units were shipped during the 3 month ended September 30th, 2025, which is up 0.1 million from the same period the previous fiscal year. Here are a couple additional statistics. There are 119 million monthly active users on PlayStation Network as of September 30th, 2025, which is up 3 million from the same period the previous fiscal year, but it's down from the directly preceding quarter. So people bounced from last quarter to this quarter, but
last 3 quarters.
Well, you don't have to make them cry like that, pal.
One
quarter is enough,
One quarter at a time, Paro.
PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 software combined. And this is the other crazy shit. This is with PlayStation 4 numbers. God damn.
This is what PlayStation
was with. I forgot this was with PlayStation 4 numbers. And we're gonna go back to it, but let me just. Oh my god,
it's more than that.
Okay,
it's the PC numbers with people that decide to use a PSN, and it's also Helldivers players.
Okay. Let's see. So, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 software combined sold 80.3 million units. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Let the math. Okay, I know ponies and math don't line up right, but you guys know math. You guys understand numbers. 3 seconds ago, I told you how many PlayStation 5s were shipped.
Yes. 84.2.
84.2. That means there's 84.2 million boxes in the world. They're not in people's houses, but
no, just out there. Warehouse.
They're out there, and however many are in houses are there.
Stores,
okay.
Everywhere.
So there's 84.2 million PlayStation 5s.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For the entire quarter, 80 million units were sold.
Mm.
So in just thinking about PlayStation 5 alone, that means less than one game was purchased per owner or per box that exists. Less than one game. That's less than one game. But that's not when you take PlayStation 4.
Yes, and at that end, what do we got?
You got a bunch of fucking PlayStation's players not buying anything. Nothing.
Damn.
Which means they're only playing free to play.
And that's up 2.6 million. So that means last quarter they didn't buy anything either.
God.
Damn.
Now, this is the real killer. So this is we're gonna come in multiple levels. There's a lot happening here, right? So we'll talk. We're gonna dive deeper into that in a second. So that's during the 3 months ended, which is up 2.6 million from the same period. God damn. The fiscal year, for the same period fiscal year, 6.3 million units. 6.3 million units were first party titles.
Wow.
85. Wow. Almost 85 million consoles. Okay.
And only damn.
And now understand, first party, that's not only PlayStation 5. Like you said, Farrell, that's PC. That's PlayStation 4 that they can still people go and buy first party games that exist because most of the PlayStation 5 lineup is on PlayStation 4 as far as their first parties are concerned. So only 6.3 million out of 85 million PlayStation 5s. God knows how many PlayStation 4s. At least how many weren't there like 120 or something like that?
120. So
PlayStation 4, yeah.
Let's say they have at least 180 million consoles out in the wild.
So 180 million consoles. Even if you want to put it down less, right? Let's say it's a direct, just literally the PlayStation 4 people went ahead and bought PlayStation 5s. So you have 120 million minimum.
You're being generous, but yeah.
Okay. Now remember, there's 119 million monthly active users. So I guess the math is already made for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Technically.
So technically it's already there. So it's 120. So they lost 1 million somewhere, by the way. they lost the group somewhere.
It must be with factions.
Yeah, oh shit. Or Concord, probably.
Concord.
Probably
oh
Concord.
Shit. Damn.
So 6.3 out of 119 million available people to purchase a first party game.
Say it ain't so. That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy. And that number's up 1 million from the same period the previous fiscal year.
Woo.
72% of software sales were full game software digital downloads, which is up 2%. And Ghost of Yotei has sold through 3.3 million units as of November 2nd, 2025, which is 32 days after the release. Okay. So let's start with Ghost of Yotei and then work our way back, because all the other information tells us that these numbers check out for Ghost of Yotei because nobody buys shit over there. Okay. Okay. So Ghost of Yotei, 3.3 million units in 32 days. Now, if
amongst the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, right?
Yeah, but Ghost of Yotei is only on PlayStation 5. So you have 3.3 million units that are sold through, meaning they're actually purchased. This is not shipped.
Not shipped.
It's not shipped.
Actual.
This is actual in a house.
Yeah.
In a house like Michelle's house.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that. I was like, damn, but you went there.
Yeah. Just like in Michelle's house. Where she played for 4 hours and she said, what the fuck did I spend my money on? If only there was somebody or some people who were there on a weekly basis telling me that shit looks like trash. It looks boring. It looks garbage. And she said, fuck you guys. I know better. And then look at what happened. Pretty sure that forever now going forward, you shouldn't do that. Okay? That's it. You should just accept that you know nothing about Ghost of Yotei anymore. Okay? Just playing, Michelle. But 3.3 million units. Now, understand, it's 85 million. Let's take out the 85. Let's go back to the old numbers because 85 is clearly they're just shipping them more and more to just random places. You got stock boys everywhere. Like, what the fuck?
Can you hold these boxes?
Where are we supposed to put these fucking boxes that we have 17 on the shelf and nobody's fucking buying them? Why are we
store these for us?
Holy shit. PlayStation is so desperate to try to get their numbers up that these motherfuckers are just shipping. Like Walmart is like, why are we receiving PlayStations? They're like, yo, it's on us. Okay, we just want the boxes there. Just sign that you received them. So boop, boop, they go on our numbers. Okay.
That's wild.
So this is the thing, and I did a Michelle says support the devs. Listen, all right. Well, first of all, let's go there for a second because remember we talked about how the guy who worked on Ghost of Yotei had talked that he was like, we don't know if we're gonna do, the next Ghost or if we're gonna do Sly Cooper. Fam, I'm gonna tell you a secret because we spoke to enough of these devs to know. If your future is bright, you're not wondering what you're going to be making after you finish.
You're on it.
You already are pre-production on something else. You already have things lined up. Why didn't they know for sure what they were going to do? Because they were waiting for this moment right now. This moment right now is where Sony has to go and look at these numbers and decide whether to say, okay, we're going to give you a good chunk of money to go work on the next Ghost, or homie, you're going to go work on some other cheap shit. Sly, go get your crayons. Go get your crayon box and go make yourself a cartoon game. That's where you live now. You're out of the AAA space. You're in the AA cartoon space. That's where you go. Okay. They are now going to look at these numbers and have to decide. Now, 3.3 million. I see a lot of people taking their calculators and taking 3.3, multiplying it by, 60, whatever, and doing the math and saying that is enough. Okay, number one. Who the fuck told you that you get to decide what Sony thinks is enough for its investments? Because when they greenlit this game, and the word on the street that it cost $60 million to make. Now, I don't know who officially came out and said it cost $60 million to make Ghost of Yotei. Okay. When you think about the fact that they spent $350 million or whatever the fuck on Spider-Man, to then only spend $60 million on Ghost. I mean, that's a pretty That's a pretty significant drop, right? Like that's a big difference, right?
Agree.
But 60 million was greenlit based on the fact that when the other game dropped, they put out an announcement right away in 3 days.
With
Ghost of Tsushima sold 2.4 million copies in 3 days. That's 900,000 less than what Ghost of Yotei has done in 32 days.
32.
Okay. Now, of course, again, you go anywhere else, these guys are going to get out their calculators. Oh, they made this much money. Understand something. The next game that's being made is going to be released in 3, 4, 5 years from now. Sony has to look at the numbers and see what makes sense. Now, no matter where this game ultimately ends up, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 million,
Over
10
time.
million over time. All that is fine and dandy, but that's not what they're going to judge this game by.
No, it's that instinct response.
No, it's now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the decisions they're making now. They're
I think
going
decisions
to
have been made already.
well, by the time we got this, I mean, this is September. It's
Yep.
been like they already know.
Mm-hmm.
They've known these numbers, right? So I'm sure they already talked with Sucker Punch and, they'll make whatever they decide. And the answer is simple. It's either going to be a cartoon crayon, game or an even smaller budget next Ghost game. Okay. And the reason is simple. When they are there, and this is business, right? When they're there and they're looking at the numbers, they have to see where the game is trending, because as much as people want to act like 3.3 million in 32 days is on par or better than Ghost of Tsushima was in 3 days, 2.4 million, you have to understand and look at it for what it actually means. Remember, Ghost of Tsushima has been out for years. It has a fan base, right?
Yes.
Yep.
People talk about Ghost like it's an amazing thing. There's 70 million active PlayStation 5s. I'm assuming, right? They said 84 million shipped. I'm giving them, let's say 75 that are active. Out of 75 million, you got to imagine, right, that the core players have went and switched over in 5 years.
Yeah.
The core players, right? Right now, all PlayStation and Xbox are doing are collecting casual players. That's why the Xbox is not going to blow up more and more and more with this generation, because the core people already have the Xbox who are going to have it. It's the casuals, right, that are coming in to fill out the rest of the numbers, right? How do you know? Easy, because none of these games are selling 70, 80 million outside the games that are mass market appeal, right? Like your Call of Duties, your Minecrafts, your Grand Theft Autos, right? The games with the names, right? So you have to look at it and you have to actually see what it means. And what it means is that the fan base that supposedly exists for Ghost of Tsushima is not 8 million or 12 million, wherever that game ended up selling over the course of its life.
Mm-hmm.
Because here we are, new generation. Don't act like these motherfuckers try to say, it has less install base. Bitch, there's 70 million fucking people minimum who had the opportunity to buy this game. 85 million shipped. I'm giving them 70 to 75 active.
So if you got
who looked at the game and said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Next.
No,
Basically.
thank you. So that fan base of supposedly 8 million people, 10 million people who bought it, you think Sony invested this money thinking, well, if we just get just a few million? No. They're like, oh shit, 8 million, 10 million sold? We came into Ghost with nothing, and 2.4 million showed up. just for the idea of it. And
Yeah.
now 30 days later, only 3.3 million people showed up, and it's not like it got shit reviews. It's not like the world has been shitting on this game like they do on Xbox. This is a literally like fucking received game.
Yep.
And for all the people on Twitter that are maybe like me who don't find it as alluring, and then we could talk about that, as well, because I know some people like it. I had a good conversation with J Shock Blast, our boy.
Yes.
He loves the game. So he commented on one of my tweets and we talked back and forth a little bit. And like, so that's, it's not some shit reviewed game. That's the bottom line. It's not a shit review.
Well
game.
reviewed.
It's well reviewed.
Well reviewed, and it had a lot of backlash, right? Again, with the protagonist being changed, with listen, they used the same foundation. There's no substantial visual leap that took place. And when you're moving from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5, you are expecting that. You want to know where the game is going to go. And again, changing the protagonist is not a smart move to make.
Well, unless you're making a better protagonist.
Unless you're making a better protagonist. And again, the game has to look in a way that you just cannot resist. That you can, in an instant, say, I can see all the work that was put into this.
100%.
And that's not what happened. It's not.
It really is not.
Factually,
right?
It is not.
So again, Sony, looking at these numbers, has to look at it for what the fuck it really means. Not this fake fanboy bullshit that you're gonna read out there. How is this not? And I'll show you some in a little bit. And we'll go through it because there are people who are trying to make some other points, and we'll talk about it. But the fact of the matter is, the fan base that PlayStation thought was there when they greenlit the next game did not show up. The 8 million, 10 million that sold, they played the game and they didn't want to come play this one.
Everything you need to know. And I will tell you right now, 2.4 mil in 32 days.
No, 2.4 mil in 3 days.
No, I'm sorry.
3.3 mil.
3.3 mil in 32 days. A lot of it is the fact that some people that were a fan of Ghost of Tsushima said, fuck it, I'll just try it. Right? I know that the gameplay I would be happy with. And so it was more of that type of situation. It was a leap that they took because, again, they enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
So
100%.
even with that,
yep,
people are not, they're passing on it. When you go ahead and you have, a name like Ghost, right? And you have, you're thinking that people are fans of your franchise and they're going to go ahead and support it. You are expecting the same amount of people to show up, if not more. So the money that went into the game, obviously, it wasn't much. But considering all the losses that PlayStation has been having, I think it's something that they're going to go ahead and pull back even more. So if in comparison to Ghost of Tsushima, whatever money went into Yotei, a lot less than that is going to go ahead and be put out to move forward.
I mean, I would say whatever no matter what Sucker Punch makes, they're going to get less money.
Yes.
Is what I would bet. Simply because at the end of the day, when you look at it, there's no way you can look at this and say, man, if we invest more money, then more people will show up. If anything, this is going to show you that, unfortunately, the ghost name doesn't carry weight. And look, one of the things that J Shock Blast, our boy, mentioned was that, you know, Assassin's Creed does different protagonists.
They do.
Every game.
Yep.
Unless they're doing, you know, like a Ezio and, you know, certain games, like I think there's like 2 times or whatever that they use the same. But definitely the Ezio collection. But outside of that, they always change it up, right? But I think one of the things that, you know, he when we were talking about it, like they change up the character, but they also change up the time and place. Right? Now, you may say, well, CMoney, it's in a different part of Japan. Bitch, the shit looks the same. Okay. I don't care if you're in Japan standing and staring this way, and now we're gonna stand and stare this way. You know, like that don't.
No,
I'm sorry.
That's just ridiculous. We're talking about a completely different place.
And
right?
you know what? In the same time period, maybe if it was up to date, yes, right. Different parts of Japan are maybe look different. Like, sure, in America, different states are very different, right? So games can take place in different states, and it feels like you're in a whole different area.
Yeah.
Even though you're in the same part. In that time in Japan, when you show me trailers, and if I swap ghosts, if I deleted the character on the screen and just showed outside of the fucking mountain, right? Take away the mountain.
Yep.
Any other environment looks like it could be the other environment, right?
Absolutely.
Like they're all interchangeable. It doesn't look or feel different. And look, at the end of the day, it's just it needed to change the location, and frankly, I don't care that they changed the character. It needed to be a better character.
It did. I agree.
And he made a point to me, and I think it's fair to make, but I think also the other side of it is equally fair. He said that he actually really likes the character. Okay,
That's good.
Atsu, he likes her. He thinks he thinks she's a better protagonist than Jin was.
Okay.
And that's cool, right?
Yep.
But this is the problem and why the numbers are not shaking out. I will never know that.
Yep.
Because I have to buy it to know that.
Yep.
And if you don't make it compelling for me
exactly
to want to buy it, then I won't know it.
Yep.
Right? I won't. And unfortunately, again, like you can clock me, go back to the fucking announcement when I saw Sucker Punch was about to reveal the game.
Yep.
Visibly on screen, I was live. I was pumped. I was excited to see what finally a next gen PlayStation 5 only, meaning current gen only game, what that would look like and how that was going to be. And I was just disappointed. And every trailer after that left me with the same feeling. Honestly, every time it felt worse because every time I hoped that there would be better, but it didn't, right? It's the same shit. And they're not getting my money that way. And look, I hate to say this. I hate to be that guy, but I mean, the numbers are on my side.
I mean, the numbers.
You know what I'm saying?
If everybody was that hype about it and they were so excited for it, I think the numbers will reflect that. And again, They want those pre-orders to come in. They want people playing day one. They want to see that hyped around the freaking game. And I don't know. Listen, we have Michelle here who's played it for a couple of hours and can't get going with it.
She can't get it up. They sell pills for that, Michelle. Michelle, real quick, babe, real quick. Michelle got some bars here. If you want to add it to what you were talking about,
go ahead. I can't see the.
She says, people forget that Ghost of Tsushima was one of the first games in Japan in a while. Since then, there have been so many games set in Japan, so the novelty isn't there. Even if it was Jin, it'll feel boring. Okay.
That's a great point, by the way.
That's a great take. That's a great point. I will say this. If it was Jin and they showed me the story that continued where he left off as the ghost, being hunted and finally, however they were going to wrap that up and make it a new compelling way of doing it, if they were going to tell that story, I would have bought it, because I was by the end of it, even though it took me 4 years to beat Ghost of Tsushima, by the end of it, I was compelled by that story, and I would have been interested in going ahead and finish the story. It might not have looked as amazing as I wanted it to, but I don't have that feeling. I don't care about her. I have no connection about Atsu or whatever the fuck. I personally am really annoyed that the story is essentially the story that I already been playing with Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed looks better and feels better. I wouldn't say feel better. I didn't feel it, but like it plays amazing. Like it gives me everything I need for that story in Japan. Why would I need to play this one? Like if I felt the urge to play this character in that world, to hear that story, I'll play more Assassin's Creed.
At the end of the day, you go ahead and you put out Ghost of Tsushima. You think you have a fan base that's going to come in and, show up for it. And it's very telling that they did not show up the way that they did for Ghost of Tsushima, for Ghost of Yotei. So, and rightfully so, I have to say. But it's telling the fact that they felt short to deliver. If you make the game again look irresistible, right? Graphically, you are compelled, like you mentioned before, to go ahead and know that story and get and play as that character, right? You would spend the money.
Exactly.
You would.
Because I had investment in it, and I did like where it ended up, and I ended up liking the game, but not like I'm a casual Ghost fan.
Yeah.
So you have to sell me. And if you would have gave me Jin and just made it prettier and gave me more of his story, I'm already hooked. I would have continued. Why would I let that story linger if it looked compelling? But this just doesn't. And on top of it, it's just literally cut and paste from Assassin's Creed. Now, obviously, that's not their, I would say maybe that's not their fault, right? They obviously were working on the story, before Assassin's Creed got announced, but Assassin's Creed beat them to the punch. Just is what it is. So
at the end of the day, the game should have sold itself with the fan base.
Facts.
It should have. And PlayStation dropped the ball. That's the reality.
100%. I mean, that's the truth. It was their ball to drop, and they did. I'm gonna get the super chat, then I'm gonna get Farrell in here to talk about this, and then we're gonna go look at some of the takes that I've been seeing out there, and we can break those down as well. But we got the homie Be Nice in the building. Shout out to the homie Be Nice. Says, thank you for that $2 super chat. Thank you for being the first super chat. And I says, how about PlayStation Pornhub MAUs? I mean, we know that's what literally. I mean, come on, we know that's the only thing that gets burned. They do get some chafing too, but yes, you're 100% correct. That's definitely going to boost up those numbers. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Let me update the banner real quick. While I do that, as far as Ghost of Yotei and the numbers, Farrell, man, what do you think? What do you feel about this whole thing?
I really hate when people do it sold this much in this amount of time, because we all know that 90% of those sales are pre-orders. So they've had 6 months to collect those sales. So when they don't know what game they're going to make, it's because PlayStation didn't hit their goal in pre-order numbers already. If it was already well above their expectations, they would probably have a better idea of what they were going to make next. So they're waiting, post-launch to see if it can, kind of reach some of the targets that they set for the product to decide whether or not they're going to go ahead and make a sequel. But also, beyond the sales of Ghost of Yotei, we have to look at the entire health of PlayStation when it comes to this earnings report. And the fact that we're seeing that game sales are down, monthly active users are down, time spent playing games are down. It's getting harder and harder to justify a AAA budget on a closed ecosystem for that type of game. So even if Ghost of Yotei does hit their numbers, if they make a sequel the way that the numbers are trending, it's not guaranteed that the next game is going to hit those numbers either. because the overall health of their console is not great at the moment. It's not like it's suffering, like we're saying PlayStation is going to tank, but there's clearly a problem with, people who own these boxes are not buying games. You got 119 million active users. Only 80 million bought a game over a 3-month period. Well, not even 80 million. Some people bought 2 games. So
oh yeah, exactly.
So
some people bought 3, right? Which really fucked everybody up.
Yeah. So you're looking at a consumer base that owns your product that isn't necessarily interested in purchasing games on your device. So they have to look at that also. They can't just look at the sales of Ghosts, but then look at the overall health of their ecosystem and how many people are actually buying games. And if a lot of people aren't buying games on their box, it's telling me that if they are buying games, they're buying them elsewhere. So they might own a PlayStation, but they might be buying games on Switch. They might own a PlayStation, but they're buying games on PC. They might own a PlayStation, but they're buying games on Xbox. It looks to me more and more like the PS5 might be most people's secondary console with this lack of sales.
I think you mean for maybe like the core.
Yeah, like the buyers of games.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because obviously it's the casual box of choice, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's one of the big things. And to be clear, like I want there to be some understanding here, that like if you tell me indie game XYZ or even like regular game XYZ does 3.3 million copies in however much time, good on them.
Absolutely.
Good on them. Yeah. And hell, good on Ghost for getting those numbers. Obviously, there is doing worse, and that's my problem. And I know these ponies don't like to hear the truth, but we own PlayStation 5s.
Yeah,
we bought PlayStation 5s because we thought that if this is what they could do on a PlayStation 4, imagine what they'll do on a PlayStation 5. And then they did nothing on the PlayStation 5 all generation long.
Yeah,
because
5 the
years,
PlayStation 4 was a great generation.
Banger. No, it's just more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we got. So yes, as an investor who has invested in the PlayStation ecosystem, I am annoyed. I am disappointed. I am let down. So the fact that 3.3 million is happening for Sony, the number's going down, everything's going down. Do you think that makes me feel good about the prospect of what's next? I mean, let's be clear. Wolverine looks like a PlayStation 4 game, just with the 4K or the crisp look, right?
Enhanced, yeah.
Yeah, just with the PlayStation 5 enhancement.
And I think
not a PlayStation 5 game. Like, oh my God, what am I looking at?
Exactly. It's not, groundbreaking or breathtaking. I think it's also when we saw Wolverine and the leaks that were out there, it's come a long way. It's come a long way. So we're also looking at that game under those circumstances, to be clear. But yeah, the reality is that moving forward, even though this is not what we're expecting from PlayStation or what they should be delivering, moving forward, they're going to give even less. See, that's the problem. Understand
that's the problem.
That the bar will be set that much lower. So for those that are content with this situation, I mean, good for you. If you think that this is what PlayStation can produce on this generation and that's how low your expectations are, that's on you. You'll be fine then moving forward with whatever raggedy ass shit they give you. When you're buying the box as a choice for their exclusives, that's not enough. PlayStation has not shown up this generation.
No,
Period.
that's the
Point
absolute
blank.
reality.
Ghost of Yotei is not PlayStation showing up. When you
100%.
see what they did on the PlayStation 4, this is an embarrassment. Understand that. Loud and
It
clear.
really
an
is, though.
embarrassment.
Like, it really, really is crazy that that's the situation. That's the situation we're in. And again, like,
And the fact that there's glazing going around, fucking clapping around for this bullshit, that's
Yeah.
bullshit. Because if Xbox showed up like this, y'all motherfuckers would be talking hella shit. Hella shit.
yeah, it would be
Keep
ridiculous.
the same energy.
100%. 100%.
These fucking pussy ass bitches get all hurt because they hear that their games, someone else has an opinion about their trash ass games because PlayStation didn't show up. That's not on me, motherfucker. That's on them. Go take that up with them. Gas your shit up if you fucking like it. If that's where you live, mediocrity is okay for you. Great on you. But I'm not gonna settle for this shit because you are.
Facts.
So why don't you all who think this is great go and show up and support this shit? But I'm sorry, how many boxes are out there?
84 shipped.
How many bitches showed up in 32 fucking days?
3.3
Enough
minus
said.
1, you know, because
Enough
Michelle
said.
showed up, so that's our
Enough
homie.
said.
And our other, we got a few homies who showed up, but you're right. It's pretty ridiculous. It turns out that there's more like us than there is like them.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you got to remember,
Absolutely.
they turned on their PlayStation, they saw that big ass box. I said, Ghost of Yotei has released. Please buy us.
No.
They all said nah.
No.
They all
Thank
said
you.
nah.
Next.
So always remember, you guys, I know it's so hard for these people, as they have to feel like they're the ones. They're the ones. They're the ones that matter. Their opinion matters. They know what they're talking about. Facts are facts, fam. And there's more of us than there are of you. More people who looked at Yotei and said, nah, fam, we good. Nah, fam, we good. It ain't it, Jack. That's what they got. That's what they got. Shout out to I see G Maybe in the building.
G-Maybe
What's
was
up,
good.
man? Thank you for being here, bro. Makala, what's going on? I see Mrs. K's TV.
Yo.
What's going on? I like this message. She says, loving the show on point. Finally caught you all live.
Oh, thank
Miss
you.
K,
Love.
thank you. Appreciate
you.
Thank you for being here. Listen, let me show y'all some stuff real quick. So first off, like understand we're getting games on Xbox, right? In our Game Pass day one, and games that are bigger games, smaller games, everything that's being released is being released at a higher quality than what was delivered by Ghost of Yotei aesthetically. Let me show you this. I was playing on my ROG, my Xbox Ally X, right? So I was playing on my handheld, and I just took a quick screenshot. I was playing Outer Worlds 2 because the game that we reviewed and put all those hours in, I'm still going in, still playing it. I instead of starting over, I just reloaded right before the point of no return, and then I just went back and been doing all the missions and stuff. And I was just standing, I just walked by, and then I just saw like what a beautiful scene, right? Like that's just gorgeous. That's me walking into the world. I'm just looking and observing, and it's just so beautiful. That's Outer Worlds 2. Phenomenal game. So beautiful. Keeper, another game that released. That was tiny. Nobody expected anything of it. Stunning game. I gotta tell you, you can say what you want about Xbox. Xbox has been delivering across the board with beautiful games, beautiful, high quality games. And it's just, I can't comprehend how PlayStation can't figure it out after doing so much of it with a box that is fucking 10 times less powerful than the fucking PlayStation 5 Pro, but they can't make something that looks gorgeous.
So also, you think of how much money goes into their games, and you're like, what are you guys doing? Listen, Hiroki came out here and said they don't understand money, but like, what are they? Are they burning it? Like, what's happening? Because the money that was spent on Spider-Man, that's crazy. The game does not reflect that. Okay? Where is the money going? What are they doing?
I mean,
that's a valid question.
I really don't know. It is a very valid question because I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. I don't know how they went from being people who were able to make games that looked really well and they were like, man, like so well done, and then they go and then it's like fucking garbage, dude. Like it's like, all right, we reached the top. It's like, bitch, why you make a new console? Literally everything you did on the PlayStation 5 could have been done on the PlayStation 4. Like there's no way around it, bro.
Oh my
God. It just is what it is, man.
Oh, Game Shark says, come on, Doodle. We all know they bought classic cars and knitting classes.
Oh shit, damn. You're talking about our almost deceased Bungie. That's fucked up. That's real cold. That's real cold. All right, let's get into some of these takes real quick. So you got the homie This Girl Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, she's
on Twitter. Huh?
So she's been killing it on Twitter.
Oh, she's been killing it on Twitter. She don't give a shit. She be out here.
Let's go.
Slapping them up. First of all, I'm just looking. I didn't even notice that this was it. Put them Ghost of Yotei flop talks to bed. Sorry, fam. That's a flop. It's a flop. Just stop. So this girl Amazing wrote, asking for a friend, flex or flop. So out of every 100 PlayStation 5 owners, only about 4 bought Yotei. A first party, heavily marketed PlayStation exclusive, pulling under 4% of the platform is pretty weak. On an install base that large, anything under 10% isn't a flex, in my opinion. Under 5% means the demand is tiny.
Damn.
No matter how you spin it, my 2 cents.
Woo!
I mean,
numbers don't lie.
Look, for a base that brags about numbers, and I think this is a piece of context that is missing with a lot of the back and forth that you see. They are the ones who introduced the idea of constantly talking about numbers, right? Yeah. That's what it was. Xbox hasn't reported fucking numbers since 2014. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's been forever. They've been done talking about that shit before this next generation started. PlayStation ponies are the ones that live their life and die by the numbers. You can see by all their posts. It's always about the console sales. That's it. That's their only W, right? So she wrote that, and then you have King Thrash. She comes and says, Xbox fans, please remember, by this logic, Xbox games should sell over 20 million copies in a month to not be a flop. First of all, this is real wild for him to say Xbox games should sell 20 million in a month when isn't there like 30 million or 35 million consoles or 20 something, 28, 30 some shit consoles out there? So you want a 90% attach rate is what you're saying? Come on, man. Saying 10% attach rate.
Huh? Every game. I said Xbox has at least 20 for almost every game. Like, we show up.
I mean, we definitely have the players, right? Yeah, also remember, PlayStation is not giving away the game for free, whereas
we also have
Xbox
a lot of freaking games.
Yeah,
we have a lot of games. So when PlayStation shows up with Ghost of Yotei, and that's what they should have been waiting for.
Yeah, this is their GTA 6
Come
this
on,
year.
man.
So Says saying 10% attach rate is the minimum when Xbox games, which are day and date on PC, should be killing everything. This number excludes the 38 million Game Pass users. Why?
Why would they exclude it?
I gotta tell you.
Oh, so whoever plays it in Game Pass, that's excluded. That's funny because.
So are they supposed to also buy it at
the
same time?
I mean, wait, hold up. But do people not pay for Game Pass every month?
Well, that's the point that they all try to pretend that doesn't happen.
That doesn't exist. And by this logic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what's the situation that you're talking about? If Xbox games, don't you guys have more boxes out there? So why is this rolling back?
Well, it's just narrative, right? It's just the narrative, right? Again, over here, we have tons of games, and that's not part of our.
They don't answer the question. They don't handle what is put out there. They try to spin it into some bullshit. Address what she's saying.
He won't.
The situation. No, they don't. They never do. They never do.
But there's a funny thing that we know that I learned back in the day. But when you ask a question and then somebody takes that and they ask a different question completely,
you've won.
They accepted your question as the truth.
Yep.
Right. So they already know. They already understand that what she said is true. But now he's saying, okay, well, then I want to apply that to Xbox. And first of all, you have depending on what numbers you're looking at, somewhere between 2 to 3 times more consoles that are out in the wild.
Yep.
And they want it to be the same, right? The same logic. And it's like, fam, Xbox is giving away their games to 38 million people. We're not the same. Xbox is not looking at their numbers the same way. Xbox is a $4 trillion company. PlayStation is the one that's going out there and slowing down. Xbox is ramping up. PlayStation slowing down. Xbox ramping up.
But I will tell you this. If gamers are buying 1 to 2 games a year and you have 38 million players paying every month, they're spending more on average than 1 to 2 games a year.
Oh, we already know that.
So
true on Xbox. What are you looking at?
I can't see from this angle.
Oh, I didn't put this up yet.
Oh, I thought I was okay. So they're not seeing this.
No, they're not seeing that.
Okay.
Sorry. This is where it is. What happened? Your phone died?
It's acting out.
Oh. Well, let me get these super chats real quick because we do have the homie Dark Angelic in the building. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate you with that $2 super chat.
You.
Says ponies talk about numbers, yet they say 30% is better than 70%. Bro, they don't know numbers, man. They don't know numbers. It's crazy, but that's all they know. They know nothing. Broke boy with that 2. Appreciate you, brother. Says CMoney, check out pic I put in your DMs from PlayStation Fanboy. Well, let's see what that means.
There's nothing crazier than somebody like that can't do something and they're known for not being able to do that, and they just keep on hitting a wall and they just keep on trying. I don't know when they're going to get the memo that they should not be talking numbers.
All right. So this is a picture that Broke Boy sent from some dude named Tripster. Says Nintendo fanboys still think that selling a lot of hardware means a company is successful. Not true at all. Companies are barely making any revenue from hardware sales at all. You could sell 300 million pieces of hardware and still be in 3rd place. Success isn't about how many pieces of hardware you can sell. This isn't the 90s.
Oh.
Is he a pony?
Reason.
Is he a pony? I don't know.
I think he is, but he hadn't. See, Broke Boy says he's a pony. I think he is a pony, But it looks like he had an epiphany.
Well, I mean, it's a self-serving epiphany,
No,
right?
this is
Because
the
he
problem.
knows that he's in. This is the thing. They always talk about console sales, but they're not actually winning.
Exactly.
Nintendo beats them in console sales.
So when it applies to them,
They're like,
the
no,
console sales don't
Nintendo,
matter,
the console sales
right?
don't matter.
This is
It's
the
how much money.
hypocrisy that we're talking about.
But the craziest shit too is that when you see the revenue, right? The revenue, they show 31 billion here, right, for PlayStation, 22.96, so 23 billion. So let's say 32, 23, and then 9 billion for Nintendo, right? Let me ask you, and these fucking ponies are wild, but how can you have more than twice the amount, almost 3 times the amount of boxes out in these streets, yet Xbox is only behind by 9 billion, 32 billion, 23 billion. PlayStation's 32 billion. You know, for all intents and purposes, they should be at least 45 to 46 billion if it's double. They should be at almost $60 billion in revenue with the amount of boxes they have out there. So, I mean, I don't know. Babe, tell me, just help me make sense of this. Why does it matter that PlayStation has 84 million pieces of hardware out in the wild if they can't monetize them?
I'm pretty sure that when they went ahead and made the box, they figure that these developers were going to go ahead and buy games for it and show up for these games. That's why they were making games, right? You see how now one game a year is just enough? There's a reason for that, right? Yeah. So when they made these boxes and the boxes are selling, you're like, okay, I see you, right? Because you're thinking that these people, at least half of them, will come in, or even a third will show up for your games. You would think that that's the reason why they bought the box. And that's that false sense of security, right? Because that's what you think. And they fucked around and found out that that's the casual box. These players have no interest in buying first-party games from PlayStation.
Nope.
No, that's just what they know. What their cousins have, their friends at school have, what they grew up with, right? And it's like almost a habit, right? Let's go ahead. That's the one we get. I bet that they would rather have sold half that amount of freaking boxes and have them support the games, have them support their devs so that they can continue to make games. The amount of games that PlayStation has canceled, it's crazy. Insane.
Agreed.
They should not have been put in that situation. You guys told them, we bought your box. We're here.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, these players were not, they haven't been showing up. Again, you would think that if somebody buys a car, they're going to put gas in it and drive it the heck around. That's not what happened.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a pony.
Cars parked.
That's true.
No one's driving that bitch.
Yeah, and I mean, they're literally, they're saying it in the chat that he's like a super.
Yeah, his pen is Astrobot slaying Donkey Kong and Mario. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is that people are like look at this one, right? So Porter Rock went out and he quote tweeted or took a lot of the stuff from This Girl's Amazing, right? That she was talking about And he goes and he says Yotei smoked Forza in just 1 month of sales compared to 3 months of sales for Forza. Bragging over Forza, but calling Yotei a flop. Stop. Okay. So I think it's becoming clear how sad the scenario is and how dire it is over for the ponies, right? Because to talk about Forza, right? A 4-year-old game made by Xbox being sold on a box that supposedly is owned by Gran Turismo and
Damn.
going out there and selling over 3 million copies on a competing platform.
The Forza sales are a freaking flex.
Bro,
yeah, and the total
They
total
are
sales
a
of the game
flex.
is like close to 20.
yeah, but and there's
The-
over
the-
50 there's over 50 million players
Showing up
on Forza.
Yeah.
4 years later on a platform that already has their crowned racer game,
Yep.
okay, on a platform that, although they have 80 million boxes out there, struggles. Yes, I said it. Struggles to hit that 1 million mark. Understand, they struggle to hit that 1 million mark. They claim to hate Xbox, yet Xbox's game shows up 4 years later and 3 million of them run out there to get it. Yes.
And that's as
a
of July.
flex.
That's of July, which is half a year ago almost. So we could only imagine where it is right now.
Ghost of Yotei, a first-party game, first-party PlayStation game.
A tent pole.
Yes.
A tent pole. That's them saying, hey, PlayStation fans, this is the call. You're only getting one this year. This is the one you needed to wait for. You know what they didn't do? They didn't wait for it. We know statistically already that they don't even buy one game on average. Okay? PlayStation players, owners do not buy on average one game. That's some crazy shit to understand. So if 3 million of the motherfuckers decided that my less than one game this year is Forza Horizon 5, yo, that's 3 million people who said, the fuck, I'm going to play Ghost of Yotei. I want to drive in Forza Horizon 5. That's as of July. That number is probably closer to 4 million, maybe even 5 million by now. Because this is the one side effect that they don't realize. The more people who buy a PlayStation, the more people who are going to buy Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation. And all the other Xbox games that have been dropped there. As PlayStation 5 keeps selling hardware to sell software on, Microsoft is going to keep benefiting. And that 70% check that PlayStation has to write to Xbox every month or whatever it is, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think it's just disingenuous to go ahead and try to compare a first party Ghost of Yotei, that's the tentpole game released for the year,
Yep.
to a 4-year-old Xbox racing game that they put on there as a, hey, let's just introduce it to PlayStation fans and let's take their money. And it's one thing if the flex was, oh, it only sold a couple 100,000, but it sold 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 million, and I'm looking it up. It's estimated that Gran Turismo 7 sold between 5 and 6 million is what I'm seeing. I'm trying to verify. But
Well, don't say that because that would be heartbreaking.
it's like the 5th highest selling in the franchise is what they're saying.
So this is the one that he is basing it off of. Forza is still the highest selling game on PlayStation 5 this year. When and if Yotei passes that, I'll believe is doing very, very well. That was on the 26th, so he's taking an old tweet, by the way. Until then, my opinion will remain the same. I also don't care about the Xbox community get smoked. That has no impact on me at all, of course. But that's the thing. They going ahead and he's trying to use that as a thing. But again, Forza Horizon was the highest selling game on PlayStation.
Damn.
That's fucking
That's
crazy.
Wild. That's wild.
That's fucking crazy.
When your checkmate
that's wild.
is just to highlight another issue on PlayStation, you've got a problem.
You got a big problem.
Yeah.
You got a big problem. So this is the bottom line. I think this is a thing that needs to be said. And I do want to go into some of the other, stats that they said. We can kind of talk about them a little just separately from Ghost if we want a little bit. But I wrote this tweet, and I think this is really the part that they need to, these ponies need to understand. It says, if you didn't know, now you know, first party gaming is irrelevant to PlayStation gamers, which means they choose PlayStation because that's what they know, not what they like. Time is ticking before PlayStation just shuts them down and keeps their store open. Say hello to Playmart, coming soon to a neighborhood near you.
Damn.
All right, listen, you got to see the picture.
Playmart.
You got to see this is the Playmart picture. Okay.
Damn.
All right, that's the Playmart players. They're not fucking around. All right, they're not fucking around. But that's the thing, right? That's the part that they should be aware of. They should be afraid of. The part that I don't like, because I don't want companies to go away, right? Naughty Dog made some of my favorite games with Uncharted and The Last of Us. I don't want them to go away. I want them to rise to the occasion. I want them to impress me.
They have them on a leash, babe.
But dude, they got one fucking game a year. How can you not make it impressive? Exactly. How can Xbox release 10 games in a year and they all impress me? But fucking PlayStation got one job, one game.
One job.
And
That's
you can't
crazy.
Impress me. Come on, man. I'm already in. You're not convincing me to buy a fucking system. I got the system.
Yeah. I think the issue is just they failed so much that all of these studios are under a lot of stress to release a product a certain type of way. And they have that stress under them while also having reduced budgets. And we're kind of seeing that. And it feels like Wolverine is the only game that's being given that, budget that Sony games had back in the PS4 era, where they could just, spend and make the best game they could possibly make. And that's probably because that game might be going multi-plat, but it feels like, for the games that are locked to the PS5, they're not given the same budgets that they used to get.
I mean, it looks like the Spider-Man game, right? Yeah. So they're not breaking new ground with it. Again, it's just the reason that they get, and even then, because when we really look at that game, Wolverine, right? We look and we see the leaks, and it's clear that they literally just took Spider-Man and turned him into Wolverine. So even then, it's not like a let's build Wolverine from scratch, and more of a, hey, let's take the system we put in place for Spider-Man and let's adapt it to Wolverine, which I don't know. I just, again, Wolverine has more grace for me because it is a different game, right? It's it doesn't have a part 1 that's on PlayStation 4 that I can be like, oh, I already experienced that. At least it's going to be, I'm playing Wolverine. It's gruesome and really graphic. It looks cool in that way. But yeah, aside from that one, you're right, Farrell. Everything else, even like Soros or whatever. I just saw another fucking screenshot of it or some shit somebody posted somewhere. And it's just like,
it's very much a reskinned Returnal. It looks exactly like it.
It looks just like it, man. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe PlayStation Play. I don't know. We know that they're not buying games like that, right? So I guess for them, it's like there's not that many games. So they get hyped for some shit and trying to make it feel better or look better or sound better than it does.
Even though that's a game that only sold 600,000, so the people that's hyping
it's gonna sell less, dude. It's gonna sell
most
less.
Likely because it's not gonna have the same hype. Yeah.
So it's gonna sell less, my dude. Oh,
they'd be smart to throw that game in the Game Pass. They should be calling Microsoft and saying, "What can we do? Get this in the Game Pass."
They need to figure something out on their end, man, because it's just not sustainable in that way. And don't come at me with how much you think they're making on that game. That is such. And look, it's okay if they're just doing it to have like that passion project. Obviously, they're trying to fill it in. I'm sure they didn't spend a lot of money, right? I'm sure they couldn't have spent like probably like 10 mil, some stupid low number like that. But it's just like, what is the purpose if? Well, all right. Well, not like my mind is going. I'm sorry, because I started thinking now of Mark Cerny when I just saw that the interview that he did with Digital Foundry.
Yeah.
Where basically he told everybody, he told them that like for their next PlayStation, they're not making a bespoke PlayStation. It's not this is a PlayStation, is unique and it's they're making, he's pretty much saying he's gonna do what Xbox is doing. They're making a PC type in a box, right? Yeah. That's it. It's just,
they know the exact. They know everything that Xbox is doing. They're partnered with AMD. Like they have a pretty strong idea. They may not know about the features, but as far as the hardware goes, they know. And they're probably saying like AMD, how can we do that but cheaper? That's probably the conversation that's taking place.
Exactly, and that's really where it is. He came out and admitted that they're not doing a bespoke console that developers are going to have to choose between making it on a console or making it on a handheld or putting it on PC. He knows that the new way forward is going to be that box plus PC that they're going to drop day one, plus plus the handhelds and all that shit. He wants their devs to be able to work on the game one time and put it everywhere with minimal effort. That's what they want.
That's a Hiroki decision, if you ask me. I think Hiroki looked at the business and he said, why do we spend millions of dollars R&Ding DualSense and none of the games use DualSense? So we spend all this money on a feature that doesn't get used. It was a waste of money. Like it hasn't been a separator for them at all. So it's just like, why are we like? There's a lot of things that PlayStation wastes money on trying to be innovative, but only first party is really going to use it, and then even first party doesn't use it. Like,
and they don't use it.
Yeah, like baby, you tried to.
Yes, love.
They you played Age of Empires.
Yes.
4 on the PlayStation. Shout out to Xbox for sending it to us. Did the controller shake more than it does when you play games on Xbox? I don't. Do you remember it having some intense DualSense action?
No.
I don't think so.
But I do remember having a little bit of an issue with the side by side. Oh man, I was like, what is this shit?
My fingers were buckling against each other like they were just like, what is this? Nobody.
My god.
That controller is such a bad controller. It's so crazy.
Man, but
it's
the
true.
game is awesome though.
Facts. Facts. Let me get the homie Night Cypher in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says they love to take in that Sony Steely Dan. Yeah, they do. That's the truth. That's just factual at this point, 100%. Miss KCB says the math ain't mathin'. It's not.
It's not.
No.
Wait,
but-
is this what they're saying now?
What?
Racer Old. Go to Racer Ultron.
Oh yeah, apparently that's been a thing. Yeah.
Mark Cerny is not a Sony employee. Oh my god.
He doesn't have to be a Sony employee. They still employ him to do work. He's still
Oh my
contracted out by
God.
them. It don't matter. No matter
Oh
how they
my
slice it.
God. Dude, you can't make this shit up, man.
Flopflation.
You can't make it up, yo. You can't make it up. Yeah, that's a real crazy scenario. And actually, I feel like I had it, and then I don't know where it went.
Well, while you look for it, shout out to Safo in the building.
Safo was good, home.
I'm assuming he's talking about Forza Horizon, and this is a great point. And it's true. He said, Safo says, and a fair chunk of them bought the $100 deluxe edition. They did. They did. They showed up.
That's the truth, actually. That's the big truth.
They dipped the whole foot in. they
So,
didn't just dip their toes.
we're actually gonna talk about this this interview.
All right, let's go.
Well, not right this second,
Oh.
because it's gonna be its own topic. So we're gonna do that because he says some specific things to hurt them, and I'm all for that. So I want to make that official with its own little timestamp. But if we go back to where it all began, aside from Ghost of Yotei, shit in the bed, okay, let's dive a little deeper on the fact that out of 80 million units sold, software units, okay, that's combined between PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. That means 119 million people are looking at their PlayStation when they turn it on, because that's a monthly active user. Sometime during the month, they turned on their PlayStation. Out of 119 million, only 80.3 million units are sold. And we know that on average, it's supposed to be like the core gamers buy between 1 and 3?
Yeah,
like 1 in 3
the
games.
average gamer buys 2 games a year.
So on average, it's 2, right?
Yeah.
So that means if you look at the 80.3 million of units sold for games on a PlayStation, realistically speaking, it would not be a stretch to say that out of 119 million monthly active users, only about 40 million of them are actively purchasing games.
You got game sharing and all that,
which would make more sense now when you look at them making 31 billion versus 22 billion, right? Numbers much closer because the actual active users who are purchasing games, because you can't define a monthly active user as somebody who purchases a game, because they would have sold at least 119 million copies of games, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Right. So that's people playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, the new Battlefield Red Seg, Minecraft, all this shit. Roblox.
Anything but PlayStation games.
Anything but play. No, this is actually just anything but games in general that are to purchase, right? So 40 million is a crazy number. That's between PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. That's very little compared to the 119 million, right? Like that's That's real wild. Between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, that's real crazy.
Mhm.
But out of all that, you have to remember that those 80 million units that are sold, out of that, 6.3 million of them, only 6.3 million out of the 80 million were first party titles that were sold. So out of approximately 84 million PlayStation 5 boxes and PlayStation, well, actually it's 6 point, god damn it, I keep forgetting. I keep thinking 6.3 million is on PlayStation 5. That's across PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Yeah.
6.3 million. So 109. Let me do the math over here because this is real wild. So you have 6.3 million and you have 119 million. That's 0.05%. That's not even 1%. 0.05%.
Yeah.
No, that's 5%. One would be a whole, so it's 5%.
What do you mean 5%? Are you correct?
No, the way it works is one
6.3
whole
million is not 5%.
It's 5% of 80.
Million.
Oh, I'm talking about 80 million.
No. Remember, 6.3 million.
No,
is
I'm
across...
saying when you do like a percentage calculator, one would be 100%, and then 0.0 would be like the 10% category, and then the number that's carried over behind that.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing it based off of 6.3 million copies that were sold versus 119 million opportunities.
Yeah.
Right. So 119 million people who are actively turning on their PlayStation, they see a sign that says, hey, buy one of these games. Only 6.3 million of them bought the game. And honestly, damn, we're not even like, you got double dippers, people who bought the game on PC. I'm sure they're combining that shit too. But yeah, so it's easy because 100 million people, if it were 6 million and 100 million people, that would be 6%. Well, maybe the number is wrong. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. This sounds right. What's 1%?
1% would be 0.01 technically.
1% equals. Oh yeah. Well, no, that's probably closer. Yeah, 1.19 million. So it's 6 million. Okay, yeah. So it's closer to your number. Your number's right. All right. I don't know what happened with my math. See, pony math. That's what happens when you talk about ponies for too long. It fucking fucks with you. It gets you in there. Yeah, I did my math the opposite direction. Okay, but
Still, did you have math class today? No?
I know. Look at that. It happens. But yeah, goddamn though, like that's a lot of people who don't show up for a PlayStation first party game.
They probably don't even know they exist.
I don't think they care. I don't think they care to know.
There's so many like gamers that I talk to who fall into that casual gamer category. They don't know the difference between a first party and a third party game. They just know what game they want to play. So a lot of them don't even know that like this is a quote unquote PlayStation game. Like they can't tell the difference between like a Call of Duty being made by. They don't know who the difference between the publishers are.
Facts. Dave Reezy in the building. What's up, man? I think that's the bigger thing, Farrell. They should put the stats of like how many people visit the PlayStation store. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's most people get in there and turn on Fortnite. Most people get in there and turn on a game they already downloaded years ago that they're just going in to play again. It's it's a crazy scenario, but look, either way, what I would suggest ponies to do is just stop talking about it.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like the numbers are not impressive enough for you to be talking about them.
They're not in your favor.
They're not in your favor. Just stop. Just stop. Listen, we don't talk about them on our end. Why? Because it doesn't matter. You know why? Because we have better things to do than talk about numbers on our end, because we have a massive amount of games to play.
And game sales were actually up.
Game sales are up. Interesting. Now, again, this is the thing. We get these games for free on Game Pass when Xbox is making them, right? So I can give a fuck what sells or don't sell, because I didn't have to pay separately to go play any of these games, right? I don't live and breathe off that. Microsoft doesn't live or breathe off that, right? Because again, hence $4 trillion company, right?
Yeah.
So like there's only one side of the equation that's in desperate need of this to work out this way, and the other side doesn't, right? The other side just wants to make the most money possible across their services, across their boards. Actually, they both want that, but only one is doing it in a way where they don't have to constantly degrade the experience, I would say. Yeah. Because everything that we have has been upgraded, right? Outer Worlds 1 versus Outer Worlds 2, upgrade, right?
That's what you expect.
Yeah,
That's
because it's an old game and now we got a new game.
Yes.
Right?
So that should be the normal situation.
Ghost of Yotei versus Ghost of Tsushima? Same shit. Some would say downgrade in some respects.
They got the lo-fi music now, Samurai Champloo style,
The fuck out of here. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
That's a fucking problem. But yes, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, just stop talking about the numbers and talk about the games. I'm sick. My biggest pet peeve is when I'm watching or going through Twitter and I see a post about the sales of PlayStation consoles or sales of this thing, and it's like, fam, like, you're not even playing any of these games anymore that you have. Like Ghost of Yotei, you're not pumped for that. You're not excited for that. Nobody is, man. Like, there's so little people who are really excited for it. And even people who bought it, some of them, like Michelle, are lost. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's a lot of people with a very different criteria. Okay. And I feel like that also goes hand in hand with time. Right?
Agreed.
So I feel like if you're one who has more time available to you, you're less
less
selective, less stringent,
Yep.
like less like, hey, this is what I need it to be, or I'm not going to engage. So I can appreciate that there's people, 3.3 million sales, but just like Ghost of Tsushima sold 8 million or whatever, and they can only get 3.3 million to come back in 32 days. That 3.3 million are not satisfied customers, right?
Yeah.
They bought it, but they're not all satisfied customers. A lot of them are like Michelle, who were not pleased or happy with it. And a lot of them are like me, except I didn't buy it where they did buy it, and they now live with regret. Kind of like what I did with Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Right. I helped the number go up, but I hate it. So doesn't help them in that way. So I mean, look,
And
I'm not taking away people who love the game. There's plenty of people who love games that I don't love, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But don't tell me that I'm wrong about the game. You just have a lower bar of entry. You know what I'm saying? You will accept more. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference. And so that's the biggest thing for me. I'm not trying to take away from the people who love it. Good on you. If you genuinely love the game, great.
I mean, especially if you spend the money on it, right?
Yeah,
I
you spent
mean,
the money,
what
you
is
might as well.
yeah, like
Just
if you spend the money on it, you end up playing it rather than, you know, forcing yourself to do so or not playing it at all, then that's awesome, right? But the other side of the coin is if you spend that money and you can't even get through the game, that sucks, man.
yeah,
That money's gone.
I'm very interested to see like what Sony does over the next like 3 years, because the games that they make, not enough people buy them. According to them, they're not happy with, you know, their attach rates for their games. And the games that have the high attach rates, when they try to make those games, nobody buys them. So it's either not enough get sold or nobody buys it at all. They can't find like a happy medium. So I'm interested to see, you know, what these next 2-3 years looks like for them, especially if they're planning to release a next generation piece of hardware content for that device. It'll be interesting to see.
100%. Now, do you remember I showed you guys a picture from Outer Worlds 2?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Ghost of Yotei.
God.
Somebody posted this to try to, you know, let us know, right? Let us know how good Ghost of Yotei looks. And I'm like, listen, this might have been nice for PlayStation 4, right? That's fine, you know, if that's how they feel. Cool on them, right? But like, I think we can all agree just one flick of the wrist when you can show. So if we go there, there's a little bit of a difference. I'm saying just a little bit. I'm not quite sure if you guys can see the difference. I'm not quite sure. Now, to be clear, Outer Worlds 2 is on everything. Ghost of Yotei is only on the PlayStation 5.
I mean,
now I believe it was Space Shot who brought up how Ghost of Yotei would have benefited from having it on, you know, having them put it on PC.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right away, right?
Say that again.
If it would have been day and date on PC, yeah, it would have done better. You know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know PlayStation is already working towards that, right? Mm-hmm. They're working towards that. They want to go ahead and they started hiring internally people to do PC stuff. Yeah. So they're gonna get there. I mean, you know what? Honestly, Doodle, that was a perfect segue. Go ahead, Farrah. There's something else.
It seems like they're gonna do it though in a way that's actually gonna hurt their PC sales, because to me, what it seems like they're gonna do is they're gonna release this PlayStation launcher at some point, and what they're gonna do is their launcher will have the game day and date, and it'll probably release to Steam and Epic later. That's kind of the perception that I think they might go. I don't think they're going to release a day and date on the PlayStation app and on Steam. I can't see them doing that. I see them keeping the same strategy.
This is the problem. And the sooner they go ahead and release these games on this game, shout out to Miss K's TV that says Ghost of Who. But the sooner they do it, right? Like, the better it would be. And the reason for that is because if they go ahead and decide to do this next year, do you understand how 2026 is looking? Next year is going to be crazy. So you're giving them, right? You're giving Ghost of Who mm-hmm. like less of a chance to be seen. It's they're I guess that obviously they are working towards this, but they need to be ready and they need to get going.
Facts. 100%. Talking about PC, let me get this chapter real quick and we will move on because PlayStation is sending direct signals to these ponies that, hey, PC is coming and it's coming hard. You know what I'm saying? Because PlayStation, here's a first look at PlayStation's 27-inch gaming monitor. Okay, guys, built for desktop gaming. They're making a PC monitor. They're making a PC monitor. Okay, and again, I like things like this, so I would have probably looked into it deeper, but it's small. It's 27 inches. Not enough. Not enough. Need at least 32 to 34 inches. But let's watch their YouTube video so we can see what they're doing. Okay? Let's see what they're doing. They can't even make that game look good on their goddamn commercial. Shit. Guys, that's a PC monitor. Just to be clear. Okay, it's not a small TV. Big PC monitor. Now, PlayStation. Is it a? What the fuck did I do? Hold on. Let me go. I don't know. I pressed something by mistake. Okay, we go back here. Now, is it a nice touch? Yes, I do like the swing down for the controller. Like that's pretty cool. That it swings down. I wish it was a universal holder and not fucking dual stick pads.
It can't be a universal holder, right? Because so Xbox is dead, right? Except that they've been working on their next console, and they're super pumped about it. PlayStation has no idea how they're gonna move forward. Still trying to figure out what they're gonna do for the PlayStation 6, right? After dropping that pisser. Somehow, Xbox is no longer making consoles, right? And that they're gonna go, you gotta go ahead. They're gonna go third party, and you gotta play their games on PC and PlayStation. What message does this send? I just want to know. They're selling speakers for your speakers. PC. They have the monitor. Oh, yeah. The monitor has a freaking dock for the controller. What message are you getting from this?
That they're looking to go day and day on PC as fast as humanly possible.
I mean, that's one. Are they not? Aren't the ponies concerned that they're not going to make another box?
I would think the keyboard and mouse is next, and then eventually,
oh my god!
If
motherfuckers shit! Fucking keyboard and mouse.
That's what I'm thinking. I think a keyboard and mouse is next. It makes sense. I mean, you release the PC speakers first. I mean, they don't want to release it all at once because people can't afford to buy all these things at once. I'd assume that this monitor is about $300 at minimum.
Does it have a price?
Probably not, because I don't think it has a release date yet. I don't think it did. With 27-inch monitor, 4K, it's not going to be less than 300.
It's 1440.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably somewhere between 300 and 700.
Damn, they didn't even.
I mean, that's 4K. A wide range, but monitors.
You know that can't hit 4K.
Monitor prices can be crazy. So I but yeah, I would say anywhere between 300 and 700, but I would probably say it's probably about a $330 monitor. Built-in stereo speakers. Yeah, it's probably a $500 monitor.
Listen, they gotta pay the electricity bill, Faro. So
Facts.
They got a display port in it too. Yeah. I'm thinking that's gonna be like a $500 monitor.
Why would they put a display port in it if you're connecting your PlayStation to it?
Because it's for the PC. It's not. It's.
You
it's
don't say.
And when they say 2 HDMI in port and 1 display port in for compatibility with PlayStation 5 PC, Mac, or other devices, are they talking about the magnets? Are they trying to prepare for them? Are they trying to say, hey, ponies, I know you are not going to be okay with it for now, but the magnets is coming.
Are they just willing to be an accessory?
Damn, they're gonna.
Well, I think when they release the PC, it'll have a PlayStation button on it that'll launch the PC launcher for PlayStation. So I think they'll announce the PC and the keyboard and mouse along with the PC launcher.
Oh my god! It's just the thing is, this is the thing. The fucking crazy shit is that these ponies, right? They watch it all happening, piece by piece. PlayStation is doing exactly what they said they will do. They're gonna put their shit everywhere. They have Helldivers on Xbox.
Yep.
They have Lego Hole on the Switch.
Yep.
They have MLB The Show everywhere. They're watching it all happen in front of them, but they still die on the hill that it's not gonna happen. I can't understand how these dudes can look at this shit and be like, nah, man, this is just for funds. You know what I'm saying? they make TV, so they want to branch out into
But you know what's
PC
funny?
monitors? What the fuck for?
Oh my god.
The funny part is that they made a PlayStation branded monitor before they made a TV that was optimized for the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 did not launch with a Sony TV that was optimized to handle all the PlayStation 5 features. Isn't that something?
That's fucking crazy.
Because when I bought my PlayStation 5, I was like, oh, let's see if there's a Sony TV that, matches the features. Nope, there wasn't. Not That's marketed. There may have, but it wasn't marketed. Like, oh yeah, this is a PS5 compatible TV made by Sony. It didn't exist.
So Simple Jack says their last 1440 monitor was like $499 or $599, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It'll be around.
Oh, for sure.
I'm thinking it'll be closer to 700, honestly. But I could see it being 5. But I think it's with the tariffs and everything. I can see it being closer to 7.
I'm the Crow has a good answer. Says, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Says that's because they're more concerned about Microsoft and Xbox than what's happening at PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it's frankly because that's not PlayStation is just not exciting. Like, understand, if you're a PlayStation content creator, like, I mean, maybe you could be excited for the TV. The monitor. For me, if it were bigger, I would be interested. If it was 32 inches, I'd be like, all right, let me take a look at what this is because this might be cool. But they're not. They're not going to be that excited about this because they know what it means.
Rate. I mean, the refresh rate's really good though.
I mean, it is, but for like, I have that on the monitor upstairs. I got a 32-inch, the Samsung. G, whatever the fuck it's called. It's curved. It's a nice monitor. 4K does the 4K at a high refresh rate. It's like okay, but we've already been there, done that. Like you're making the only thing that's different about this monitor is the fact that there's a handlebar that swings down that you can attach your PlayStation 5 controller to.
Yeah, I think that's a miss too. That it's not like a universal holder.
It should be a universal. Like if you want regular people using this monitor,
should be a little more open.
Yeah, it should be a little more open, right? Like, come on, you're doing it for PC. For a fact. Well, what they're trying to do is force
the hand.
This controller to get more used, but nobody wants to use That shit. That controller sucks ass.
They're also, I'm sure it doesn't come with a controller.
Oh, of course not.
Exactly.
Of
So
course not.
if you want to use that charging hook, what do you think you're gonna have to do? You're gonna go
Might be
and buy one.
It's funny.
If you don't have one,
This
right?
shit's not really gonna
They're
sell, so it's
hoping it
kind of
turns into
indifferent.
sales.
If this shit sold a lot, there could be a good market for a device that takes the HDMI, not the USB-C plug on the top. You clip it on, and it has like a thing that goes all the way to the bottom, and it has that same plug, and you could just put anything there.
Yeah.
But this shit is not going to sell. Nobody's going to buy it. So just like nobody bought their other monitor, it's really kind of a moot point. But
Well, vaya con Concord.
honestly, I think this is all just fucking like just trying to teach the ponies to understand that this is the way forward. This is the way forward. No
They
matter how wanna
haven't
cut it.
gotten the memo, and it's like there's more out there that PlayStation wants, and it ain't you. Right, you said you had the video playing too loud. See,
Well, I lowered it after I was done playing the video. Okay.
After.
So you're welcome. Okay. You're welcome.
Right, you're está viejito, the hearing and the sight,
Why did
not
why
the same.
did it have to be hearing and sight? Why did it have to be both? I'm just wondering. Just saying, asking for a friend. You're saying why both to take me down? I don't understand.
I mean, they already know.
Look, again, this is a
Token Gamer
random
says it's not even an OLED.
Game Shark says, curious, how did those earbuds and speakers do for Sony?
Oh, twinkle, twinkle, baby.
Twinkle, twinkle, bro. Twinkle, twinkle.
Yeah.
They were too expensive, my dude, for what they were. Like, they want to compete as if there's some dominant force. But they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how else to explain it to them, but it's like, no, PlayStation, you can't just release anything. You have one item that you managed to trick the world into buying from you, and that's a PlayStation. You're no longer a hardware. You're not in hardware anymore. Nobody cares. Release speakers, nobody's going to buy them. This monitor, nobody's going to buy. They price it too much like they're big dogs. You're not. Sony doesn't mean shit. One item. That's all you got. That's all you got. Okay, you go to Sony Steakhouse, you open up the fucking menu, one item.
Oh my god.
Fucking PlayStation. That's it. That's all you got. That's all you can sell. That's it. Nothing else. So just accept it. Stop trying to use. They're trying to use PlayStation to get rid of their old parts and pieces and shit that they have laying around from their other businesses
Seriously.
that don't do shit no more.
They're like, what can we make? They're like Tinkerbell in there. Just
Is that OLED? Is that an OLED monitor?
No, that's not an OLED. It's not an OLED.
No, it's not.
That shit would be plastered all over that bitch if it
Oh,
was
for
an OLED.
sure.
Oh, so it's not even.
even what they claim it is, Faro.
Damn. That's
You already know how they do.
it's not even a
Freaking-
premium monitor.
No, it's really not.
Could at least
It's
made it
really not.
OLED.
So, I mean, it is what it is, but that's the truth. It's not exciting. It's not a big thing. And again, I would have been interested if it was bigger, and I would just been interested, and I would have looked. But then I would have seen the price and be like, I could buy a way better monitor for less money, or a better monitor for the same price. Like, it's not. Sorry, Sony. You need to wrap it up. Just stick to your PlayStation. Be happy that you have something.
It's
that
just
people
crazy
buy.
how much they try out there, right? Like,
They try and fail.
yeah, they just want to keep on figuring out what else they could do instead of locking in on that PlayStation and those games. They're making good money. Sony's making really good money with their anime. Their movies are doing great. And that's healthy income. healthy money coming in. You know that those, see, this is the thing. That Demon Slayer movie, all those people that showed up to watch it are going to show up for the next one. All right?
Yep.
Unlike Ghost of Who.
How much did that movie cost? 20 mil?
Yes.
Man told us it cost
Yeah.
20 million to make
Projecting
Demon Slayer.
to
And it's going to make $1 billion.
Mhm.
Cool.
And Chainsaw Man, I think 4 million it cost them.
I wonder why Sony keeps investing in anime over PlayStation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
That's real money.
Xbox keeps investing
And
in
these ponies
Xbox.
think that, that's good enough. That's good
Yeah.
enough. Because they think they know what they need.
It's crazy. But all right, let's move on. I do want to jump into that interview because I do think it's worth I haven't, like, there's the video format of it, but I think it's too long, I would assume. I don't think it's whatever. So I'm going to I don't even know everything they talk about. I know the one thing for sure. So we'll take a look and we'll see if there's any other questions that are good to hear. But the one is the life changer for them. So let me take my little timestamp over here for my chapter. So go here, do that, and do that. All right. So Mark Cerny has officially come out and destroyed the hopes and dreams of all ponies in the world who are looking forward to the next PlayStation, thinking that it's going to be some type of unique piece of hardware that's going to revolutionize the world of gaming for them. Doing a mea culpa for the PlayStation 5 generation because it was garbage. Well, Digital Foundry had an interview, and I think that this is something that I think all the ponies need to hear, and they won't hear it from their pony YouTube channels because the ponies, they didn't look at this. They were like, I didn't see nothing. You're not telling me nothing, Mark. I don't even know who you are, Mark. You don't work for the company, Mark. You lying, Mark. You said the PlayStation is going to be out in a few years. Nah, bitch, it's going to be out in 2 because we said so. That was the pony reaction to Mark. So Digital Foundry asked the question, and they're ponies, so they really thought they were going to get an answer. Okay, that was going to work out for them. Says, do you think of the leap from they even create words that nobody said. He said, do you think of the leap from a PlayStation 5 Pro to upcoming hardware as more of a progression or a step change moment in how developers make games? Mark Cerny says, we've shifted our focus substantially. Quiz me? Substantially. In the past, we were largely creating custom technologies just for PlayStation platforms. But now, with Project Amethyst, we're placing substantially more of a focus on co-engineering and co-development with AMD on their roadmap hardware and libraries. These motherfuckers are not even like fucking listed on there. They're just on the side. They're just helping AMD get to where they want to go.
Yep.
That change will have a very large impact because when developers can create their technology with the understanding that it will work across multiple platforms, I'm sorry, he's going to say a word that's going to trigger a lot of people. I'll let you know when it's coming. Such as desktops,
Ouch.
laptops. Oh my God. This is it. Console with an S at the end. Multiple consoles. Not just PlayStation. There will be much larger pickup of new features. So I believe we'll see outsized impact from the technologies announced this past week. That statement is a doozy.
It is.
It's a doozy. They're out the game. They're out the game. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers have the balls to say that the Xbox Ally X is not an Xbox, but Microsoft fucking developed the shape, developed the software, did co-engineering with it, but that's not an Xbox. But PlayStation coming out here saying, yo, we ain't doing shit on this next one. All right. AMD got this. We support. We're a support studio for AMD's roadmap, and they're just going to throw it up in a box for us and put a PlayStation fucking logo on it.
Damn.
But these motherfuckers are going to call this shit a PlayStation 6.
Damn.
Listen, I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's my ears. Maybe it's just my ears that are hearing this and creating this made-up illusion in my mind where you have Mark Cerny coming out here saying that everything's different. We're not making shit for PlayStation platforms exclusively. We're working with AMD on everything that they're doing. And they want the developers to be able to create shit that's going to work everywhere on everything. I don't know. Let me ask you a question. Pony's told me that PlayStation would never not prioritize the console. Even though week after week, we've seen them talk about bringing shit to PC. We've seen them bring shit to Xbox. We've seen them put shit in other places. And now they're saying we're not working on PlayStation platform technology. We're helping AMD on their roadmap, on their hardware, on their libraries. Chat. I don't know. Doesn't sound great for them. Farrell, what does this mean to you, Farrell? Does this mean that secretly they're going to work on their own technology just for PlayStation, that they're secretly going to be working on their own stack so that developers secretly have to make different versions to go somewhere else and put their game somewhere else versus just making their shit once and everything is just going to be released everywhere? What do you think of this, Farrell?
I think it means that PlayStation is getting a lot leaner and a lot smarter with how they go about doing things, and having a proprietary, hardware that nobody uses is just a waste of money. It's a waste of time and features. So they're adopting the features that the mass market is doing, because they're getting left behind in a lot more ways than one. And it's not fully apparent because they do have the console sales that kind of like insulate them from that kind of backlash. But when we look at the gaming industry and we look at these platforms, no one really looks to PlayStation. We look at Game Pass for the most part, and we look at Steam charts. Like, no one's looking necessarily for the PlayStation platform when they look for these things. So how do we get our platform, talked about more? How do we get people engaging more with our platform? By making our platform more open and accessible to where people can access these things, because Game Pass is open and accessible. Steam is open and accessible. And
but
that's
Farrell,
why
real quick, not to cut you off, I want you to keep going, but I want you to think about something as you're saying this. Per the ponies, the developers are all making their games for PlayStation anyway. So why would they need to make any changes if PlayStation feels like they're gonna just have the same scenario exist? Developers are just gonna do whatever PlayStation does anyway.
Well, I think when it comes to developers, when you think about someone who is making a product and they're hoping that it hits a mass market and has a lot of success, they see Steam and they see the player base that it has, and they see PlayStation and they see the amount of consoles that are out in the wild that it has. And they're hoping that when they put it on Steam and PlayStation, that they're hitting the two largest markets. And if their game is popular, it'll sell, gangbusters. But they're not really, and I'm mainly talking about the smaller devs, because that's what we're talking about, the ones that can't afford to put it on every platform. They're not looking like deep into the numbers and seeing like, oh, these PlayStation gamers are buying less than a game a year. There are very low attach rates on this platform versus, if I go, to Nintendo, or if I go to Xbox, maybe Xbox doesn't have the most sales, but they have, better marketing and they have a higher attach rate due to Game Pass. Like, there's different things that you have to look at. And I think that some of those small developers aren't quite looking at that. And that's why they just throw things on PlayStation, because they just see the 80 million and they hope that they can just get, hey, if I can get, 1% of the 80 million, I'm good. That's kind of how I think that they think. That's like kind of like when you throw your book on the Amazon bookstore. It's the largest bookstore on the market, so I'm hoping that, being that I put it here versus putting it on Barnes and Noble, that I'll sell more because, Amazon has a bigger bookstore, but it doesn't
more eyes on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, because it also means that there's more books and it's harder for you to be seen.
100%. And I mean, honestly, that's a very real thing. These devs are hoping, but then we've seen how many times this is falling back. Like, I didn't put it on here or anything like that, but like we talked about it before in the past, but Stellar Blade Shift Up recently just came out and said it again. Like, hey, we're thinking about putting our shit somewhere else, right? Other consoles, because we want more people to play our game, because nobody fucking bought that game on the PlayStation. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's no, yeah, they did. I gotta tell you, man, there's no way that it's one thing if you're a small dev, right? And you're saying, all right, I'm gonna put my game on that big market. Hopefully somebody looks at us, right? But when you're a game that's being touted by PlayStation as a big exclusive that they have, you're being shown on their stage, given substantial time, and you have 70 million people at the time, or 70 million boxes in the wild at the time, I'm sorry, but you had to go into that thinking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like these numbers were going to be easy. That these numbers were going to be easy, but they don't happen, because that's not the player base that PlayStation has actually cultivated. And you see that from people like Square Enix, who just talked about how they're finally profitable after years of being fucked because they tied up their biggest, IP on PlayStation, thinking that PlayStation was going to have this fan base that was going to provide. And in fact, they didn't, right? Almost fucking ruined them, right? Yep. So now they're profitable because why? Their games are going everywhere. They're releasing things everywhere. They're getting out of that fucking funk, right, of dealing with PlayStation. Sega, they got out that trap before it became too late, right? Persona, all that shit. Remember, they were putting those games over there first. Remember, their last Persona game was Persona 5, right? And that launched, didn't that not launch on PlayStation first?
It launched on PlayStation first exclusively.
Yep. And then they launched Royal Edition everywhere, right?
Yeah. Well, it was on PC. But then it made it to Xbox. Yeah, and then when it went to Xbox, it found Second Life and went crazy, and it and
then they put everything over there. Yeah. And guess what? Persona 6 is not going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Okay, so like everyone, and we've been saying this here on this channel for so long, it's crazy, right? We literally have been watching these developers wisen up, right, and say that's a smokescreen, right? It's fluff.
Yeah.
You have all those people who own the box, yet no one spends any money. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Like, you would think people are invested. They paid for the box. They have it. Why aren't they buying? Same reason we aren't, right? Because nothing that they sell is appealing to us.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the problem, right? And again, like, you have to see it for what it is. PlayStation is not in the same position as Microsoft as far as, and I'm talking about Sony, right? It's talking about as far as finances are concerned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft is a monster. They can afford to experiment. They can afford to do weird shit, see what happens. They can afford to risk it all on a fucking Game Pass subscription where they're giving you free games and hope that it's going to turn out for the best. And even though it has, but when they first did it, they didn't know, right? It was
but
a
then they
Hail
also
Mary.
have access to more data as well, based on the type of company that they are. So they know
That's
the
true.
probability of success of a product just based on the data that they have access to. You know, Sony
That's
doesn't have
true,
access to that same type of data.
That's absolutely true as well, right? That's absolutely true as well. So it's just, they're not the same. So that's why, as much as these dudes get all upset and in their feelings, that's why Sony follows, right? Sony can't lead because they're not leaders. You can't be a leader at $100 billion. A $4 trillion company is not going to figure out what Sony is doing. All right, whatever Sony did, it's already done, right? The year they bamboozled everybody in the years prior. PlayStation 4 generation, I would say, is a generation that cemented a lot of people, right? Like Phil Spencer said it back then, right? They lost the most important generation that you could have lost, right? That's what he said back then, because that's the one where they built all the fucking digital library and just, at that point, the games that people still play today were released on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One generation. Just, it is what it is. So if you have more people playing Fortnite on the PlayStation 4 at the time, those people are either still on PlayStation 4 or they moved over to PlayStation 5 because they don't give a shit about the first party games. And that's just what it is. So that scenario is over. That scenario is over. Xbox has already seen what's ahead and they've made the transition. They've made the moves and everything is lining up to be the way they said. Because again, you can say what you want. You can cry about it. You can scream about it, but they are talking about it right here, right now. They've shifted their focus substantially. They're not making proprietary PlayStations. This is not it. They're making, if it's not, okay, let me ask you a question, guys, just so we can put this out there so we can eliminate the bullshit that's going to be talked about. What's a PlayStation that has nothing special and unique as a box? It's a PC.
It's not even
just
a
PC.
PC can do more than a PlayStation can.
Oh, it's a bootlegged PC. It's a shitty PC. It's a
very
low quality trash PC, but it's still just a PC. If there's nothing unique about developing for that box, then there's nothing unique about the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And that's what he's saying. Understand, I know Xbox is doing a lot of stuff. And honestly, I've talked about it in the past. My belief is very strong that what Xbox is doing is they're going to do a lot of tech that's big and new, but it's also going to be done in a way that is completely integrated into their software stack and is going to require minimum attention from a developer. So the dev is going to make the game in that stack and it's just going to do the shit that is available to it. They're not going to have to do extra shit Xbox is going to be doing everything for the dev as far as have that software suite come to life right from the box. So any AI shit that they have, any of that stuff is going to be a simple hook in and apply, as opposed to having to come up with your own shit and find a way to integrate it and all this shit. I think it's all going to be pretty much done for them.
Yeah, but PlayStation needs to do a lot more investing in their ecosystem right now, because everyone else is investing in their ecosystem but PlayStation. Even Nintendo, they have done things to make their ecosystem a little bit more consumer friendly and added more services and things like that to kind of like enhance your gaming experience. Steam is doing things to enhance the gaming experience with the Steam OS and things like that. Xbox is doing things to enhance the experience on Xbox and on the PC front with the Xbox app. PlayStation, all they did was update the portal to where it can do cloud gaming, but they haven't done anything with the core like PlayStation experience when you boot it up to enhance anything that you do in the PlayStation ecosystem on their device, and they need to invest in that because it's been lacking.
Well, I mean, technically, PlayStation is not really one to make changes, right? Like
unless they're forced to.
Yeah, and I think honestly, you have one more. Whatever's next is going like their investment is going to be their lack of investment.
Yeah,
that's going to be the difference, right? The old PlayStation, they made the pisser, right, baby? The PlayStation 5 Pro, they invested in the pisser. They came out and told the world it was a mistake.
They did.
That they regret it.
Like they took away themes.
Should not have done that.
Why did they take away themes? So they took away themes. Why did they take that away? That was actually one of the most brilliant things that they did.
Because they're losers. Okay. that's the simple answer. So they gone and they invested in the pisser. It was a mistake. They hate their lives for doing it, and they're all in on AMD, and they're just following AMD. Go make what you make. We'll get a box together and we'll make sure it fits. Okay. That's the difference now. That's the benefit that PlayStation is doing. They're not doing anything. They're letting other people's do for them. And with now this complete roadmap ahead of them, they have the AMD roadmap for their hardware, and they have the Microsoft format roadmap for what they're going to do with their games.
Yeah.
All they're doing is they're going to realize that the people who play on their box don't give a fuck about any of that shit. You know where they want their features? They want to know what features Fortnite is adding to the game. They want to know what features Call of Duty is adding. They don't care what happens on that main screen because they don't wander away from the first box that game, that console loads up on.
And that's click. I'm using that PlayFab kit that Xbox is developing. They're going to use that too.
Oh yeah. Well, we saw the Xbox. There was that news that came out, or that report, that leak or whatever. That PlayFab is going to be crazy. Like that's what I was saying. And it's funny that the leak came out after the fact, baby.
Yeah.
Because you know I've been saying that that's what I believe. I believe that they're going to do so much in the software to make it like a no-brainer for developers to use features and shit. And that's what PlayStation is going to be piggybacking off of. It's not going to be the necessarily maybe the PlayFab whatever, but it'll be pretty close to it, and maybe AMD's version of it, or a cut down version of it.
As the smaller company, let the bigger company do the work for you in that regard. Because if you're gonna just make basically a PC with a PlayStation, OS in it, but it's basically you're all running the same, base layer, why not use a Xbox development kit that makes everything easy as far as the cross saves and everything? So it's an easy tool for developers across the board to use it. It would just make sense.
It would. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think at the end of the day, PlayStation is telling everybody who's willing to listen, that we are out. We're out. Yeah. We're not investing. They're not investing. Like, I don't know how you can see this any other way. They're doing whatever AMD comes up with. they're doing. They're helping, yes, because they are going to make a box, so they need some type of connection there, so they know what's going to go in there and how it's going to work. But they're letting AMD lead the way. Xbox is leading the way for how they're going to run their business going forward. Sony is investing outside of PlayStation. PlayStation is not the place where they're going to make money. Is as far as their investments, right? As a store, yes, that's going to keep printing money, because although all those people don't buy games, they buy microtransactions.
Mhm.
They spend money in Fortnite, they spend money in Roblox, they spend money in Minecraft. This is the way. So they're not making new game purchases off of these people, but they're making microtransactions. And again, this PlayStation 5 generation cemented the PlayStation ecosystem for the next generation as well.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that next generation is going to be the real one to watch, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean where it starts, because again, it's going to be more of the same, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation will release something at some point and people will just buy the PlayStation. What I'm interested in, because of the way that gaming is now transforming and Xbox is moving so different, I wonder by the end of this generation coming up, this next generation, what is gaming going to look like? Like, how transformed is PlayStation going to be? Completely removing themselves out of the equation. I honestly, I can, and maybe I'll pose this question to you guys, but I could see them getting out of first party. I feel like first party is nothing but a risk to them. If they have them, I think they could have them as just a very small part of it. I just don't know that they want to risk it when they have so many other outlets where they're just making money. The store just makes money for them. Anime fucking printing money for them.
I would think that in the future, when it comes to first party, I think we're already starting to kind of see it. I think every big game will have either an anime or a movie type or a series type deal attached to it. Because what the Ghost series has a show coming. Last of Us has a show. I think their Horizon is supposed to be doing, well, they've tried to do a show a couple times. It's gotten canceled for a couple different reasons. So I think that's going to be their model going forward, is that they plan to release like a big game and then they're going to have a movie, TV show, or anime attached to it.
So they're using, well, we've already covered this actually.
Like Until Dawn, Gran Turismo. Yeah.
What was that? That showcase they had, remember, not for PlayStation, it was like the Sony.
It was like the whole Sony. It was like a whole Sony thing where they're talking about like the future of Sony.
Yeah, when you saw the future of Sony, games weren't a part of it.
Yeah,
they were a footnote, right? Mm-hmm. It was one dude coming out, Neil Druckmann, saying, "Hey, we're working on a game, but let me show you the TV show."
yeah. Uncharted has a movie. Like everything has a movie or a game attached. I think that's going to be the way forward for them.
I don't think that's a wild thought. I think that's pretty spot on, and I think they've even said as much, that they're looking on how to take their IP that they created and how to get more money from it by doing these other things. And sometimes they'll have a hit and sometimes they won't, but the failures are not going to be, losses for them, because when they do a deal and they got people bidding on making these things, they're making money. Whether the show does good or not is not their problem. And even when Netflix picks it up or Amazon picks it up, they are making the money from being picked up. That's it. Once that happens, the cost is on Amazon, the cost is on Netflix. If they recoup, great. If they don't, it's fuck. Look at what they did with K-pop Demon Hunters. You gotta, in their hearts that they lose sleep over that bitch, because they sold that shit. They sold the rights to that they sold the entire IP, everything. They don't own shit from K-pop Demon Hunters anymore. Netflix does. And that shit blew the fuck up. Tell me we were listening to regular.
It's crazy, but like even Netflix is trying to just keep up. They squeezed out the costumes last minute, and they're trying to make dolls, and they're just They signed for 2 more movies or 3, and they're just they put the movie in theaters twice already, which have been well received. In the top 10 since it freaking released, since it dropped.
By the way, you know they went to
sing along.
They put it in the movie theater because they wanted to be able to win a BAFTA and a
Grammy. I'm not Grammy.
Which
Oscar.
they
And
probably
Oscar.
will.
Yeah, that's why they did it. They're fighting for it because the BAFTA rejected them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Netflix is fighting because they want to get it in there. That's why they put it in theater in the first place, to make it happen.
That's the one that got away for Sony, for sure.
Yep. But they're still killing it with
everything else,
right? As far as anime is concerned,
they own most of the streaming rights to, like the big anime streaming service. Like they bought Funimation, they own Crunchyroll, so they own a big portion of the streaming stuff. And I think they made a lot of money off of Demon Slayer because they were able to sell tickets through Crunchyroll and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, they made so stupid money off of that stuff. And then you got like products, marketing and not marketing,
merchandise and
all the merchandising that they have. They crush it, man. They make so much from it. It's just I think we're just seeing it. And look, these guys, I feel bad for them because they don't see the writing on the wall. At the end of the day, PlayStation is not going away. No, there's no version of this where Sony looks at a profitable company and says we're shutting it down. But what they can do is look at those games, because you gotta remember, yes, the games bring profit, right, when they sell good enough, but they also carry a massive amount of risk. That is the reality of what happens with these games. And the question is, are they willing to risk it? And how long are they willing to risk it for?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think with the model that they're going with, I think it would be better in a lot of cases to release these shows and movies before the game actually comes out, to kind of like lead you into the game a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does take such a long time to get like a ROI, and like it does give people a feel for what the game is going to be, and maybe like build up some buzz and excitement around said game before it comes out, like like a lead up story or something like that. I think they should probably kind of explore those things a little bit too.
Agreed. Okay, so as far as this particular interview, I don't think I was scanning it on another tab. Like, I don't think there's really anything else really. It's just kind of like just right here is just like this other random question. I'm sure that in the video there's more, but as far as like this particular interview, that was really the main thing that I want to cover. So we're going to move on from that. These other things are going to be just kind of a quick hit. And since we're on the topic of Digital Foundry with this interview, we're going to move on to another Digital Foundry moment. Let me pull it up very quickly before I lose it. It's right here. Got it. Dunzo. All right, let me do this. Okay, I'll do this, and then I'm going to share this. Okay, there we go. Let me take my chapter. Okay, so this here is Digital Foundry and their impression of the PlayStation Portal. If you don't know, PlayStation has gone ahead and officially kind of, I would say, went all in on streaming with the PlayStation Portal. If you remember, the PlayStation Portal first released and it was completely attached to that PlayStation 5, meaning you bought a PlayStation 5, you had your portal, you can stream from your PlayStation 5 to your portal. That's it. Then they open it up to cloud streaming your games that were in the PlayStation Plus service. So if they were able to be streamed from there, you can stream it onto this device. And now they finally kind of went all in, completely followed in Xbox's footsteps. And now they're allowing on the PlayStation 5 portal, the PlayStation portal, they are allowing you to stream select games that you own that are not part of their subscription plan, for streaming or their game collection on their service. Okay. So that's what they're doing. And Digital Foundry went ahead and checked it out. So let's see what they think.
I saw a number of sort of headlines out there saying, hey, now you can play PlayStation games without actually owning a PS5. So I thought I'd put that to the test, and I did actually update the firmware on my PlayStation portal, but you still need to pair it to a PlayStation 5 before you could actually access
These
all of the
motherfuckers won't let it go.
So the concept of
They
being
won't let it
able to
go.
play PlayStation 5 games without a PlayStation 5, yes, but no.
Yes, but no.
I just want to talk quickly about my experiences with cloud gaming on there. Image quality, I'd say it's okay. I wouldn't say it's fantastic. But we got to talk about the latency. Tom actually did a PlayStation 5 streaming versus xCloud streaming video back in the day and highlighted that latency was higher on the PlayStation cloud solution compared to Microsoft. I went straight for a 60 FPS game where I expect to have good input response, and that was Doom: The Dark Ages. And I can't use this. I'm sorry.
I can't use this. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Damn. Okay. I'm going to leave this here for you to stare at this face the whole time. They can't use it. Okay. They can't use it. So
let's say that.
They what? It did pain him. Yeah,
it pained him to say that.
It 100% hurt his soul because they are ponies, right? But they're also supposed to be about tech, and at a certain point he has to say what's up. So to be clear, Xbox had their cloud gaming solution for years now, and it was always good, I would say, at the very least decent. And I had tried PlayStation's version in the past, and it was also fine. I would say it was probably better. They did go to a higher resolution faster, and so they had better options, I think. But that has all changed. Xbox has officially upgraded their cloud solution, and it's I gotta say, it's like basically on par with GeForce Now. The only thing, honestly, that's the difference between them and why GeForce Now is still better is because you're literally streaming the PC version on GeForce Now, where the xCloud version, you're still streaming the Xbox version. So GeForce Now is still giving you the better graphics and graphical options than the xCloud version, but the xCloud version is 1440p. The latency is almost gone. I have I'm playing on my handheld, and the nice thing is you can have the stats on it, so it literally tells you the packet loss and all that stuff, and it's at zero, it's crushing it. It handles it so well. It just runs perfectly smooth. So if you're playing on xCloud, you're getting a fan-fucking-tastic experience. Honestly, you're getting a superior experience to if you're playing on on a Series S or something like that, you're definitely getting a way better experience on xCloud versus on your Series S. So if you're somebody who owns a Series S, playing on xCloud is an upgrade. Like, understand, you're getting 1440p, you're getting 60 FPS, you're getting the Series X version of the game. So you're kind of able to, on your box at home, have a better experience by streaming there. So they've 100% upgraded it, and they are crushing PlayStation. And to have Head Pony in charge over here have to tell you that. I know it's crushing. What do you think, baby girl? It's crushing that he had to come out here and tell the world that the PlayStation version of cloud streaming sucks balls.
It's not just crushing for him, but I mean, obviously these gallopers probably didn't hear it. They don't hear what they don't want to hear. They're gonna be okay. I think it's difficult for them to not glaze anything that's not PlayStation. So the fact it's very telling how bad it is, that he had to be transparent about it. Till this day they haven't done have they done a review on Ghost of Yotei?
Well, yeah, when it dropped.
But there were plenty of situations where they would have gone in that they
they didn't want to look at it beforehand for sure.
And then we saw everything play out with the pisser. And again, this is something we know that it's not, they glaze PlayStation. So this had to be very difficult for him to say and to put out there. So it is what it is, right? If they can't cover it up, it's bad.
Facts. Farrell, what do you think?
PlayStation Cloud has never really been that appealing to me, even when it was PlayStation Now. And that's what it primarily was, a streaming service. Even back with the Gaikai stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that when they brought it to the portal as a feature, that it's not great yet, because I don't think they've invested a ton into it since it originally flopped for them. I think it's just like they threw it out there so that we have the same thing that Xbox has, because they know that their hardcore fan base is not going to check to see which one is actually better. They're not going to go and test it out. They just, we have it too, so if I want to play on the cloud, I can too, type thing. I would be interested to see if they do plan to actually invest on making their cloud service better, because we haven't heard any details about them investing more into that. But right now, I just think it's something to say that we have it, just to cover the base and say yeah, we have it. But not something that they're really invested in, their consumers really partaking in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, the funniest part of all this shit with PlayStation Now going into the cloud was seeing these fake ass PlayStation dudes act like they were excited about cloud now, and that cloud was a good thing.
PlayStation Now was dead. It was literally, they were literally sunsetting that part of their business until Game Pass launched and was actually successful. Then they said, "Oh no, we got to figure out a way to make this work." So I mean, PlayStation gamers never cared about the subscription service that Sony was offering them. When they wrapped it into PlayStation Plus, they just upgraded their tiers. But even then, we don't really see PlayStation gamers, especially the hardcore ones, on social media or even casually speaking, talking about a game that they found in PlayStation Plus, or I'm playing this in PlayStation Plus. We don't really hear that. So they don't have the same attachment or they don't care about the service that Sony is providing them to the same degree that like Xbox gamers care about the services that are provided to them.
I mean, they're day and night, right?
Yeah.
Like they're completely different services. I think that if we wouldn't be bragging about it either, if that's what we were being offered.
Yeah.
So I don't blame them. They also they tend to want to combat with the bragging, like with the names with the games when it's necessary, but they know very well their default is always those box sales, right? How many boxes they have out there. So their subscription service is nothing to run around and get into a conversation about thinking you're going to come out swinging.
Yeah, because I mean, I even know people that pay for the ultimate tier, but I never hear them talking about a game that they're playing in the ultimate tier. Like, oh, this is dropping, I'm gonna check it out, type thing. Maybe every now and then you do, but it's not a consistent thing for them.
Facts. G maybe says PlayStation guys haven't been excited about cloud since the Final Fantasy remake. Good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, it is. It's wild, but yeah, I mean, look, I enjoyed the fact that he came out here and let them know what's up. Don't come out here bragging about cloud. This is not the W to say. Just be happy you have it. You know what I'm saying? Be happy you have it. Be happy that PlayStation finally followed the footsteps of Xbox in this way. In this
PlayStation's been doing this.
No, I'm saying with the cloud. I'm saying specifically, they finally are allowing them to.
PlayStation leads the way, babe.
No, into the gutter.
Yes,
they know how to do that for sure. Because it seems like everything they do outside of PlayStation, the console, sucks balls.
Yeah, I mean, to pay the device is like $200, right?
Yep.
To pay $200 for that when you can just pay $300 for a Steam Deck
I know.
It's an interesting choice. I'll say that much. It's an
well, you have to
choice.
remember that the thing about it is that that's a device that outside of remote play, just understand this, guy. The only thing you can do for free on that device that you buy is remote play.
Mm-hmm.
Which means if you don't have the games downloaded on your the new 825 gigabyte hard drive that they had, they reduced it from 1 terabyte.
Yeah, they reduced it. Yeah,
right.
825. So it's probably more like 7 something because the OS takes up space. So
exactly,
it's even less than that.
on that tiny hard drive, you go ahead and if you don't have the game installed there, you're asked out. You ain't fucking doing shit. Okay, you ain't streaming shit. You ain't doing shit. Getting nada. If you want to have any access to any of that shit, that's all from the highest tier of PlayStation Plus subscription, the premium. Whereas remember, Xbox has made it where any tier outside of PC only, any tier has Game Pass. So for $10 a month or whatever that lowest tier is, I don't remember.
Yeah, you have access to the cloud. Yeah,
you have access to the cloud. The only way you have access to the cloud on the portal is through the $19 tier on PlayStation Plus. I mean, they're gonna still find a way to milk them. You know what I'm saying?
They don't even give you new games. They give you new game demos. Demos are tied to the dang subscription service, which is insane. Or should I say trials? Don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's still a fun time, watching the ponies now talk about how great cloud is and it's great to stream your games. Welcome to welcome to the world of options, right? Even though he made it clear that you still need the PlayStation 5 to even start your fucking engine on the portal. Like the only way you can even get it started before you can do any of the other stuff is you need a PlayStation 5. So apparently they still lock that down. So that's a fun time. But we're gonna move on and we're gonna get to the last main topic, because this one I think is something that is going to be it's not going to be surprising to anybody to know that Bungie's on its way out, guys.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're about to go visit Concord.
Oh.
Yeah. So
damn. The graveyard.
Let's go ahead and read over here. It says Destiny 2 hasn't reached Sony's expectations
No shit.
following Bungie acquisition, says the CFO Lin Tao. Regarding Destiny 2, partially due to the changes in the competitive environment, the level of sales and user engagement have not reached the expectations we had at the time of the acquisition of Bungie.
Oh,
you
shit.
don't say. You don't say. They continue. While we will continue to make improvements, we downwardly revised the business projection for the time being and recorded an impairment loss against a portion of the assets at Bungie.
Damn.
Now, the funny thing about this is that they're pretty much forced to report it because they spent like $4 billion acquiring them, but they never reported the losses of like a Factions or a Concord or any of their other studios that they had to close. They never reported the losses that they incurred from that. But this purchase happened to be large enough that they couldn't just sweep it under the rug that Bungie wasn't doing anything for them. I just find that to be extremely interesting.
Well,
they have to come up and say how they died, right? They have to justify the situation. They found the body. And they're gonna have to dive in and give reason as to why this took place, and it needs to all make sense. I think there's a lot that Bungie has done that has not reached the expectations. Let's not forget that they came in kind of like telling all of the other PlayStation studios how things were going to move forward, and they came in with a lot of power. I think and again, let's not forget, like, I get Destiny was working fine, right? And leave it up to PlayStation to kill something that's working. However,
for sure,
we remember why Phil passed on Bungie, right? He said they spend more money than they bring in, right? So when you're looking at that situation, as much as, look, they have a game that is running, the numbers were overlooked, I would say. Because again, you don't spend more money. You spend a lot less than what you're bringing in. That profit needs to be there. This was messy. This was a messy purchase from PlayStation. They should have never bought Bungie. There's a reason why Bungie needed to get scooped up. I think they felt like, okay, well, they have certain things that are established. We're going to go ahead and move forward with their genius ideas, right? Anything else that they will bring to the table, and they will help us get our other studios to go ahead and be kept in check, to go ahead and make gas games. Remember, they went knees deep into these gas games, and they've had to cancel so many because that's not how you change directions.
I was gonna say They should add the cost of all of those losses on top of this, whatever number this is, plus whatever those losses were, because they killed games that were ready to come out, like
Exactly.
Factions.
It's
Like
almost
Faction.
like he said that shit so many times on his fucking channel,
Yeah.
where they want to deny and act like what Bungie did. They essentially, this was kamikaze. They ended their own shit and took everybody out around them. You know what I'm saying? Like they went and they fucking took down games that were literally ready to come out. Like Naughty Dog's like, yo, I'm pumped. First of all, Naughty Dog was working on a game for goddamn years. They had an idea of how they were going to support that. And Bungie was like, yo, listen, you're going to need a lot more. A lot more? Yeah, a lot more. Like, if you can't double your size, fucking shut this shit down. Double the size, double the fucking size. Shut it down. We can't do that. Oh no. They went in and sabotaged the fuck out of Spider-Man multiplayer.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's gonna play that, you stupid fucks? Cancel this shit. No one's gonna show up to your party. Oh man, cancel it. Yo, Twisted Metal. What fucking I stopped myself.
Any
You see that?
great idea they had that they were working on,
Get rid of it.
they
Get rid of
pulled
it.
the plug. And it's like, man, at this point, it almost feels like they
Oh my God.
brought in a florist for advice, right? Like, yo,
Shit.
tell us what you think. Again,
Can't make this shit up.
when
Yo.
Bungie can't figure out how to budget their own situation, how are you going to bring them in to go ahead and tell you what to do? What situation do you think you're going to end up in? You're going to end up upside down, just like they are, which oddly enough, that's the situation that PlayStation is in when it comes to investing in games. Because all of those games that were canceled, like you brought up, Faro, that should be on Bungie, right?
Yeah, that should be on the bill.
They spend money on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of whether they made it out or not, or they were an instant flop, or whatever happened, that's money that they didn't get to see.
Now understand that impairment charge that they're writing down, that was $323 million. So they're using it as like a tax write-off when they devalue the asset. So you're talking about them trying to write off $323 million off of a $4 billion fucking purchase. You know that shit. You know that shit cuts something.
It's not even scratching the surface. And
it's way worse. It's way whatever they report, it's worse than what they're actually like. The fact that they haven't told us what Concord lost, like officially in an earnings report. And that was like supposed to be their biggest game that year, and they had to close the studio and everything. Like they didn't say anything about it in any of the earnings reports, like ever. Like that's odd. If you ask me, that they were able to sweep that under the rug.
You know, there's a lot of mystery surrounding PlayStation's inability to succeed outside of the console box. Ain't that crazy? Everything outside of that, dog shit. Anything PlayStation related, dog shit. Outside of the PlayStation 4 generation. Once they left that generation, it just all went to shit.
Yeah. It's crazy because you can literally like pick out the mistakes where they could have maybe taken a different course or not be in as deep down the hole as they are right now. But man, I think we saw all the red flags though, and it's crazy how people love to ignore it and act surprised because they don't want to see what they don't want to see, right? They've been letting people go for so freaking long. Like we saw this coming from a mile away.
100%. 100%. We said it from the beginning. They were a mistake. And that seems to be exactly what Sony is admitting to the world right now. They were a mistake.
They were wrong.
They were.
They were wrong.
They were. And, you know, honestly, we had joked about it previously that maybe Bungie was sent in by Phil.
You said that so many times.
I said it. I think that that's what he did. He talked to him like, listen, we ain't going to buy you, but we can get you some real money. Okay. We'll put out feelers out there, let people know we're talking billions to buy you. And Sony, you know, those weak dicks, right? They can't afford shit, but they can afford a couple bill, you know, on credit, right? We get you bought. You go over there, you fucking destroy them from the inside. You do that, and then we're good. Phil's on some mafia shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel. Like, you owe us. You know what I'm saying? We made you who you are.
Yeah.
Now you go kill the enemy. Yo, Sony got fucked up. Sony got real fucked up by this acquisition. And it's crazy because of the way it happened. They were like, yo, we're buying Bungie for their knowledge, for
That's
what they
crazy.
know.
They're going to guide the ship now.
They're going to take
Everybody
over.
sit the fuck down. How humiliating for their other freaking studios. That was wild.
Real wild.
To have them, like, shut down Naughty Dog, right? Like, nah, Factions 2 is, you're gonna have to pick
that ain't it, Jack.
Factions 2 or Intergalactic, like one or the other. It's not enough for your game. Like, that is crazy.
But they thought Concord should live, which again, that's
Star
Phil's
Wars,
plan.
baby.
Star Wars. Seems like they're trying to silently kill off Fair Games without bringing it up. Right, because we all forgot about Fair Games, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like everything is happening to them. Marathon motherfuckers were stealing fucking art.
That's crazy.
Bungie stealing art. All those people in that fucking building, nobody's created enough to make their own shit up. They gotta fucking steal.
Imagine paying somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars to steal shit.
To steal shit.
They're basically stealing your money to steal other people's stuff.
Facts. And it wasn't even dope.
Like, if you're gonna steal something, steal some dope shit, right? Like, this was freaking change off the freaking couch that they were freaking stealing. Like, bro, go in for the dollar bills. You know what I mean? Like, you do not get your hands dirty for that. And I think they went low because they figure we won't get caught like this. I feel like they had to be better choices. So their taste in just what they make and then just what they even look at as art is crazy to me. Because way before they had this got figured out, you know, we went, like, I was dogging on the freaking game. I was making fun of it. Like, it just looked ridiculous. So to find out that on top of it, they couldn't even come up with that themselves, and that they thought that was the art piece to take. That's freaking crazy to me. Crazy.
It is. Yeah, this is gonna go down in history, I think, as the worst acquisition.
Could you imagine if an Xbox Studios was stealing art?
Mm-mm.
$1 trillion company stealing art, yeah, that wouldn't go good at all.
That would be insane. And not to mention that obviously that person was out there. They had engaged, right? I feel like if the whole world would have wrapped their arms around that person. Like, we don't even know what happened. They just said that they were gonna take out whatever was from that artist and just, you know, like if that was gonna make it better. Like, I stole from you, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it back. No. Agreed. You already committed the crime.
Yeah.
Like, I stabbed you, but I'm gonna take the knife out and, you know, send you to the hospital. You'll be all right. Like, that's not how it works. Yeah, motherfuckers stole art and music.
And admitted it.
Yes.
Like, how does that happen? That's some crazy shit right there. That's some crazy shit. All right. Anything else on this?
Nah, just
No. Real quick, I'm just gonna say we're not gonna talk about it, but I don't know if you saw, but Xbox, I guess PlayStation in this whole thing came out and essentially said that Helldivers 2 had kind of been reinvigorated since dropping on Xbox, and
Okay. Nice.
since it came out, it actually boosted up engagement on PlayStation and PC. So
that's what we do. Yeah.
Xbox out here flexing again, bringing things to life. Might as well call it a fucking doctor. The way it's fucking saving the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
One patient at a time. It's a beautiful thing. And then before we go, I just want you to, Farrell, very quickly, just give us a brief rundown of
real quick
the state
before
of play.
we move on.
Sure.
I do have to say, Sappho says that they got 800 people at Bungie, but one person out of 800 was caught stealing. Yeah, just one person did.
Oh no,
right?
there was a whole gang.
Yeah, there had to be multiple.
I think Bungie wanted to do that.
involved.
You know what I'm saying?
They're saying. Sappho's saying. Absolutely, this was a group effort.
100%. Farrell, tell us a little about State of Play Japan.
So it was a very Japanese-oriented event. Like a couple of the games, I couldn't even see the title for because the titles are in Japanese. They did have like a little Gran Turismo update, and they had a really good update for Marvel Tokon. That game, it looks really good. But the scale of the games was very small. PlayStation gamers were not happy with the showcase at all. In the replies, there was a lot of upset PlayStation players, not a lot of happy ones. So I think whatever base they do have, they're not pleasing them and chasing the customers that they do want. One of the things that I did see that was interesting is that they are releasing a new version of the PlayStation 5 in Japan that's going to be cheaper. It's like a region locked PlayStation 5. So they are releasing like a cheaper PlayStation 5 specifically for Japan. And you got the monitor. But other than that, it wasn't really much from first party. And it was a bunch of really a lot of smaller AA-ish type games. I think the biggest game that was there was Dragon Quest VII and Octopath Traveler 0. And it was a bunch of other like smaller AA games.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that was on Xbox as well.
Yeah, it was a third party show. So yeah, a lot of it's going to be on Xbox or Steam, wherever you want to. If you got the Ally X, you're covered. So no matter what.
That's the thing. That's the crazy shit. Like it's the realest thing. And I know that they don't like these motherfuckers think that I give a fuck what Xbox makes. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a shit. If I buy the game on Steam, I buy the game on Steam. I get to play it on my handheld, on my Xbox handheld. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the world I live in. I don't give a shit. So if I see a game that I've been seeing a lot of more indie games that are like, oh, that's pretty cool, and I can download that shit on my handheld. You know what I'm saying? And then come later next year or this time next year, I could play that shit on my next gen Xbox. That's what it is, fam. Like that's the life, man. All these games that are coming out here, it's like they're ours no matter what. Anything else? Anything exciting? Anything that you saw that was like, oh, well, that's cool?
No, it was nothing that was really exciting. They didn't have any like really big games to like be excited. I mean, they had a couple games that looked, kind of interesting. Arc Raiders was releasing a new Blue Lock game. The gameplay for that looked pretty interesting, but
Arc Raiders.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the studio.
No, Arc Raiders is a game.
No, Arc something. True.
Arc Systems.
Arc Systems, yeah. Yeah, Arc Systems is releasing a Blue Lock game that looked pretty interesting. They have a demo on Steam right now that you can check out. It's called Blue Lock something.
Powerball says the only thing that got him was Digimon Story.
Yeah, Digimon had a new DLC that's launching. That looked decent. I couldn't really get much from it because it was all in Japanese. So it did look decent. It looked like more of the same game, but being that I didn't buy the game yet, I couldn't really get too excited about it. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, and whatever. Dynasty Warriors has a new DLC that's coming out, and that looked pretty decent too.
Hard to be excited for a DLC if you don't give a shit about the game.
Yeah.
So what would you grade it?
I would say if you are a fan of Japanese games, it's probably like a 7.5. Like it wasn't anything that like would blow you out of the world, but I'd say it's like a solid 7.5 show for if you're into like Japanese style games.
And if you're not into Japanese style games?
Probably like a 5.5, 6.
So it's not like there wasn't a lot of universal appeal to the show.
No, it's more niche for sure.
All right, and which is fine, right? I mean, it doesn't. Not everything has to appeal to everybody. So, whoever got out of there what they wanted, good for them. Yeah, I didn't have any real care. I saw some stuff that's coming to Xbox. So I was like, okay, cool.
Like some waifu games, some like games that look more indie-ish, or
it looked like there was some scary games too.
Yeah, Fatal Frame looked pretty good. They did show that too. So yeah,
somebody screenshot what's his name? Jeffrey, whatever the fuck his name is, from the Game Awards. I don't know why I just blanked. What's this fucking guy's name?
Jeff
Keighley. God damn. Wow. Oh shit. Yeah, Jeff. He was all pumped to write like about Fatal Frame coming out for PlayStation 5. And then he like edited it and took out PlayStation 5 because he didn't realize it was coming everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice time. It was a nice time. All right. Well, so it was really a nothing burger for most people, is what you're saying.
Yeah, most people weren't happy with it from what I saw.
Well, especially if you're dude, these ponies are fucking thirsty.
They're starved.
They're dry as fuck out in the desert. They ain't got nothing around them. They're hoping that something was gonna happen. And another show goes by and there's nothing for them because they don't care. They're there for whoever else is watching. The ponies are gonna continue to be restless because as time goes on, it's just like, what? I don't know. How do you survive? I mean, listen, there's tons of games. Like, I'm not being dramatic. Like, there's mad games that are out there, right? Like, there's tons of games. If you're somebody who likes to play a large assortment of games, there's games all over the place. It's just, why do it on a PlayStation when it's worst controller, worst box, no Game Pass?
They're just
a lot
not.
of questions out there.
It just feels like they're not invested in the consumer experience. Like, yes, they're funneling in third-party content, but they just don't seem to be invested in like making sure the consumer has a great experience. And I think it kind of shows in engagement numbers being down, sales being down. People just aren't having, a good time with the box. So, I don't know.
Well, listen, at this point, good on them. Glad they got another show. We saw some games that are coming to Xbox. We'll see if there's anything exciting in the future from there. But that's going to be the show, man. I think we talked about a lot of stuff. I had a really, really fun time. Shout out to everybody who was live in the building with us. Thank you guys for rocking out. Of course, shout out to our boy Farrell Bazaar in the building, rocking out with us for all this time, man. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Why don't you go ahead and put your link in the chat? Let everybody know where to find you. You got 2 channels now that you're pimping.
Yeah, you guys can find me tomorrow, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Vitamin G Podcast. And I make videos on my own channel. You guys can check that out too. Subscribe there, and I'll periodically make videos there, just covering, some of the big topics going on in the industry. Love to see you guys. So like, subscribe, share, comment. Love to see you guys there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead and make sure we have our the link in there. Go ahead, hit the link, go subscribe to the homie. All right, and then obviously we will be back Thursday night with We Doing It Live. Be playing something. I don't know exactly 100% yet. We'll figure it out, but we will go ahead and do it. If you haven't seen it, check out our other games we've played, and we'll be back on Friday night with the night shift. Let's Talk Gaming, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're Hargeet and Demo. It's going to be a fun time. We'll see what else drops for the week. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes.
We're done.
We are.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding.